Welcome. We're live. I wasn't lying on Twitter. Welcome to Watch a Leafs Game with Steve Dangle. I'm Steve Dangle. If it was someone else, that'd be very confusing. Well, listen, without wasting too much of your time, you know what happened last game. You know the gruesomeness. You know the result. Montreal Canadiens coming out with the 2-1 win, a very tight game. Josh Anderson, who was an animal, the best player on the ice, in my opinion, getting the first goal. William Nylander ties it up in the second. Paul Byron with a heroic shorty in the third period to ice it for the Montreal Canadiens, and featuring just a candidate for the save of the playoffs so far by Carey Price, a 2-on-1, Mitch Marner and William Nylander. Marner can't bury it. Obviously, Tavares, not in the lineup. Don't need to bring that whole thing up. You saw what happened. You know what happened. The update today from Kyle Dubas, which was a good thing, is no structural damage to the head, no structural damage to the neck, obviously the concussion, and he also suffered an MCL injury similar to Zach Hyman's. Those are Kyle Dubas's words, which puts him out a minimum of 2 weeks on the knee alone. Head injury, we have no idea. So, if you're the Leafs, you got to prepare. The first line is supposed to be Hyman, Matthews, Marner. Apparently Wayne Simmons is starting there, I saw on Twitter. Galchenyuk, Foligno, and Nylander is the new look second line. Foligno obviously moving to center. Galchenyuk on the left wing. Mikheyev, Kerfoot, Engvall. Engvall getting into the lineup there. Kerfoot moves to center after starting last game on the right wing. Grumpy Old Men stays together after not a very good night, but pretty difficult night. We all know why. Riley Brody, Muzzenhall, Sandy Bogosian. Campbell starts after a maintenance day yesterday. No surprises there. Habs with almost the same lineup, but with a little change. Tatar, Deneau, Gallagher. Toffoli, Suzuki, Armia. Here's the change. Byron, Kotkaniemi instead of Jake Evans, who was hurt last game with Arturi Lehkonen, and Perry, Stahl, Anderson. Man, Anderson was good. Stahl getting the assist on his goal. It looked like he might be coming out of the lineup, but the injury to Evans keeps him in. Edmondson, Petrie, Kulak, Sherratt. Wonder if he's going to be on the ice there with Wayne Train. Merrill and Weber, and obviously Carey Price starting in net. Can you imagine if he wasn't? We got a lot going on. Oh, I'm excited. Listen, I got chirped by Kyle Dubas's grandmother on Twitter earlier today because I tweeted a video from my podcast where it was basically what went wrong in game one. And I don't think she watched it because I said in the video, the Leafs will win game 2 and win the series. But I guess she didn't see that part. So she thought I was being mean. Listen, I think the Leafs were as bad as they're going to be in game 1, and they still only lost by 1. What do you mean? Well, what I mean is they gave up a shorthanded goal and took 3 puck over the glass penalties. And Jason Spezza took 2 minors in a playoff game, which you need to be holding a lethal weapon to do, like a machete or something that you would use to chop through the forest. So I think they're going to be better. Jack Campbell was very good, except for the opening minute where he fell on his bum. He was a little distracted on the Anderson breakaway there, clearing sticks. Like, just lots of silly mistakes that, yes, the Leafs teams of years past, I would expect them to make. This year's team has earned a benefit of the doubt that last year's team didn't. The 2019's team didn't. 2018, 2017, etc. This is a veteran group now. It's not a lot of soft spots. Nowhere to really run. But they do got to get more on Carey Price and be far more dangerous. We have a few pre-puck drop questions, I should say. Shout out producer Drew, help him with all these. Also producer Stu. We have a producer Drew and a producer Stu. Alex asks, what should Leafs change on their power play? Well, what you should change is you haven't clicked like yet, so you should do that. Also, you should click subscribe on the YouTube channel on account of do that. Alex asks, what should the Leafs change on their power play? I need to see, so we have 2 things I call the boom boom spot and the pew pew spot, where Matthews, when he's on his offside, that's the boom boom spot. That's where you're trying to set him up for the slap shot, trying to set him up for the one-timer. but I think he needs to be taking more wristers. He's got to be firing lasers on Carey Price. The room does seem to be there, at least on the power play. And let's also not forget the 2 Montreal Canadiens goals. This is related to the power play conversation. Came off offensive zone turnovers, both of which were by Joe Thornton. Again, there's just so many things I don't think will happen in this game that happened in Game 1. I am very interested to see what happens here off the face-off. Wayne Train starting. What's going on here? It looks like he's actually playing hockey, so I'm not really sure. Maybe it's a little gamesmanship from Sheldon. Very confused. Puck drop. Ah! I'm so nervous. I'm more calm now that the game has started. I'm so glad to have you all with me. I thought it really helped me keep my head last game. Even though producer Stu made a nice video, it's just 45 seconds of me freaking out and losing my mind. Will I be able to maintain the same pace as last time? Oh, and producer Steph. Sorry, I just missed all your texts. My bad. All right. No one has fallen on their bum yet. No goalie, especially. That's good. That's a good start. Offside. Much slower start. Alex Galchenyuk's got to be fired up. I'm not understanding Simmons starting there. I'm not understanding Marner being on the bench. I guess we'll find out. Because he's not on the second line here. I saw a few people suggesting playing him at center. Willie did it in junior. It's not the same there, fellas. Willie, what you doing there, friend? Is the puck named Spot? You taking it for a walk? I know it's Willie, so you trust him in those situations. He's one of the best puck handlers on the team. There's an argument for he's their best zone entry guy. But, Zoney, sorry. But, I don't know what that was there, but... Shout out the Leafs medical staff, by the way, from last game. They took a little bit of heat. I was watching some videos and listening to what some actual medical experts had to say. Obviously, Tavares falling backward, and they took a little bit of heat for that. After the whistle scrum, welcome to the playoffs. What happened is the first medic gets out there. They're awesome. First medic gets out there. And he's trying to stabilize Tavares' neck. And Tavares, who's half conscious, is basically trying to stand up. Which, I mean, the medic has no control of that. But Jason Spezza, heroic, supposedly the only thing that was helping keep Tavares calm is, according to the quotes after the game, was he recognized Spezza's voice. So Spezza stood there talking to him for about 5 minutes, and then he continued a Stanley Cup playoff game in which he got an assist. Not bad, eh? What a legend. I swear, whenever he's done playing, because it doesn't look like he's close. He had 30 points this season in a shortened season. Roughly a 40-point pace. When his career is all said and done, if the Leafs... Whoa, that's a big hit behind the net on Sandin from Gallagher. If the Leafs do not literally make up a position... Oh, this could be something! Ooh! Okay, I'm sniffing. I think the Leafs' depth is going to get them on the board first in this game, by the way. If the Leafs don't make a position for Spezza, I think that's an enormous mistake. You want to keep this guy in your organization forever. Something in skills, something in player development. He was crucial with the young guys. Uh-oh, Bogosian, no stick. No stick, but the Leafs get the clear. By the way, something that I don't know if you could tell, if some things were a little off, or you were like, why doesn't Steve know what's going on? I cannot hear the game. So, a couple times last game, I was like, oh yeah, that Nylander hit on Jake Evans. Because all I saw was the 7. And I was like, I think that's who he hit. It was Kulak. But I didn't know. I couldn't hear. So I was just going by an assumption. One that was wrong. There's Simmons out there with the grumpy old man line. Have we seen Marner yet? I'm not understanding. I don't get it. Marner, by the way, what did he play? 27 minutes in game 1? Absurd. Wild. Another look at the second line here.
Oh!
Oh! Oh! Oh! How? Oh, you can't be wasting those opportunities. Uh-oh, now the Habs come the other way? Oh, my God. Oh, I'm holding my breath right now. The Leafs have been so much better at controlling those fire drill situations in their own zone this season. Last season, when the puck got in their zone, it was there to stay. This year, it was a little different. Boy, the pace of this game jumped up in a hurry. Whoa, that's a terrible rebound, by the way. Oh my goodness. Who was that with the shot? Foligno? Oh my God, you got to bury that, my friend. I was about to read a question. Glad I looked up, eh? There's a puck. There's Marner. He's with the usual suspects. I do not understand what that Wayne Simmons thing was. I wonder if it was Keefe almost daring Ducharme to put Sherrod out there, because I have a feeling. Remember, when Foligno challenged Perry to a fight, I don't think they had actually seen what happened. Brody with no stick, that's not good. I don't think they had seen what happened. And there was a discourse over the last couple days. Sherrod should have actually been held more accountable for his role in all this. After all, even if it's a clean hit, he's still the one who hit the captain. He's the one who caused it, even if it was kind of an accident. It's a big hit on your captain. Like, wouldn't be the first time that someone fought after a perfectly clean hit on their captain. Good support from Marner there. But if you're Ben Sherrod, I mean, that's a ridiculous fight to take. I mean, he should probably learn his lesson from the first game of the season, where I believe those two fought. Leafs losing 3-1. They end up coming back. Also, like, you're on the team's top D pair, and Simmons is he's a depth player at this point, right? Doesn't make much sense. What hustle from McKayev there. This game's not giving me a lot of opportunity to look at the chat. Holy. David asks, do you think Marner bounces back from his disappointing performance in Game 1? It's interesting, because so often when Marner has a disappointing game, he's fighting it. Like, you can tell, like, he's all over the place. He was just kind of quiet. That's a high stick. Okay, we don't call those anymore. But if he scores that goal on Price, we're not saying he had a tough game. Whoa! Interesting little tip there. If he scores that goal that he scores on 99 other goalies out of 100, we're not talking about how he had a tough game. Usually he's fighting it when he has a bad game. Last game I just thought was a little quiet by his standards. And when he's quiet, it sort of quiets the whole team down, doesn't it? Matthews, like, by the numbers, he did well. I think he had one or two opportunities, but again, he didn't have like a Matthews type game. Nick asks, do the Leafs need to score first? Well, no. They don't need to score first. I mean, look, they tied it up last time. They only got the one goal, but they did tie it up last time. So no, even in a series where we've already seen them lose, we've seen one game and they lost it. They don't need to score first, but the team that does score first scores a much higher percentage of the time. And I would love to know the numbers with Carey Price in net, how often the Montreal Canadiens win when they score first and he's in net. And I would love to know that number for the playoffs. You know what I mean? We'll be coming back to the game in a moment. Keep it going, by the way, chat. Keep the questions going. I know it looks like you're never going to get through, but I'm looking up and down all game. We got whistles all game. And don't forget in-law, who I think is watching. Except his was yesterday. And now you got to wish him a happy belated birthday because you're rude and missed it. Can't believe that. Folks, if you're just tuning in, watch a Leafs game with Steve Dangle. This is a Leafs game. This is certainly a Leafs game. My God. Oh, taking on the Montreal Canadiens, and I am nervous. By the way, I do not expect one of you, a single solitary one of you in the chat, to believe this. Decaf. Decaf tonight. Oh my God. I had breakfast television in the morning. I had to get up and be on with Sid Sixero after our last show. And I had a coffee just before we started. And my heart went, that's the wrong direction. Because I was nervous for the stream. I was nervous for the game. I had a coffee pumping through my system. And then trying to get up on time for breakfast television is you can't sleep because it's like getting up for a flight. You're worried about missing your alarm. So I just didn't sleep after last show. So decaf. We have learned our lesson. Nice little win from Matthews in the offensive zone. Oh! Oh! Again, that's the second opportunity where how isn't that in the net? I realize I'm a Leafs fan, and you're maybe not expecting me to be the most impartial, but they should be up 2-0 right now. Ooh, Carey Price is pretty good. I know he's pretty good, but he wasn't defending the net on either of them. The Leafs just kind of missed. I don't know if either were tipped. Gallagher, I didn't notice as much as you'd expect last game, but I've already noticed him at least twice in this one. He's making noise. Oh, and he looks skyward. That's probably the Habs' best chance so far. Here's another potential fire drill scenario for the Leafs. They've been better this season. So many goals allowed last season with the puck behind the net. 2 defenders attack. Neither are able to get the puck. Clean pass in front in the slot. And you got basically a naked goalie standing in your net. Morgan! Morgan with a heroic block last game. Ooh, is that offside? Be interesting if the Leafs score here. Even if they were offside, I think it should count on account of whoever that was on the Leafs was getting ridden like a pony. Okay, so I have still never seen a penalty called for this. Oh. It's supposed to be... I mean, there's a guy who's out to prove himself. Is that Kotkaniemi right there? Oh! Oh! Oh, there he is. He proves himself. Told you. Oh, no. There's your fire drill scenario. Never mind what I was saying. I don't even remember what it was. So, hopefully the answer to your question is no, they don't need to score first. What happens here? Well, this certainly isn't the Habs goal. Oh, I can't believe Brody whiffed there.
But some great forechecking in the corner. Kotkaniemi wins the battle there on Muzzin. The battle in front ensues, and how about Campbell?
Oh my God! Oh my God! I mean, what do? It's a fire drill. So you can be like, oh, why doesn't this guy have that guy? Why doesn't this guy? I mean, it all starts long before this. When you get into scramble territory, you've left it up to a piece of vulcanized rubber on ice. Campbell makes 2 or 3 saves there. I don't know what he's holding up 4-4. It's only 1-0. Oh, is it on the 4th shot of the game? You have a bet going on there, you Sperry? So hopefully the answer is no. The Leafs do not need to score first. Fuad said, do you think the Leafs should slot Nick Robertson in? So, everyone, I don't think we're going to see him. I don't think we're going to see Nick Robertson. So the Marley season is done. I believe they're calling him up. He did battle injuries this year. He looked so good in the first few moments of his first game with the Leafs this season, and then he suffers an injury, send him down, he never finds his way back up. But if he plays another game for the Leafs, I believe what will happen is he will burn a year on his entry-level contract. There's no need for it. There really is no need for it. He's good. He's going to be great. But he hasn't proven to be so good that it's worth it to A, burn a year in his contract, and B, he should be in the lineup over, well, a Galchenyuk, an Engvall, who both made it into the lineup tonight. Riley Nash, by the way, sitting. Forgot to mention him off the top. Or even an Adam Brooks, who was like a half a point a game guy. Oh, Joe. Joe's fighting it something fierce. Going offside, the offensive turnovers last game. He is fighting it. And it's also like you see what I mean there? Leaving it up to luck. You think Joel Armia meant to fan on it? Tyler Toffoli looks surprised Kotkaniemi scored. It's a little bit of luck. but you make your own.
So the Leafs were 61-38.
How unreal is that? You're lining up for a face-off against Joe Thornton. He gets kicked out. Now you're going up against Jason Spezza. It'd be nice if the Leafs didn't have to wait until the second period to tie this one up. Unlike last game. Oh. That was a slick little move there on Perry. Ryan, what now, Steve? What now? What now is every Leaf game you've watched this season. I'm surprised. I feel like I'm in the top half for calm Leaf fans, or fans that actually have faith in this current iteration of the Toronto Maple Leafs. I know there's a flavor. Oh! They're doing much better at getting pucks on Price and creating traffic in front this game. So that's what they need to do to answer your question. But this team this year is so much better than last year's. And for God's sake, they beat Montreal 7 times out of 10 in the regular season. Oh! That's not a high stick. Whatever. Doesn't matter. Big lines out there. This is good. We need sustained pressure. That's bad. That's bad. What happened here? I didn't like the look back there. I thought Hall might be getting the call. Hyman's still finding his legs too. He was okay in the first game. He did have a scoring chance on the power play, but he's got another gear. And obviously he's coming off injury too. The Leafs, when they're clicking, when they're healthy and clicking, are really hard to beat. But you're already not going to get healthy on account of the obvious Tavares injury. And the guys in your lineup who are actually dressed are not even at 100%. But that's the playoffs. That's the playoffs. You got to find a way. Penguins didn't have Malkin. I think they were up 2-1 on the Islanders. They get Malkin back. Islanders are toast. They're on the ropes. Oh, turns out it's not one guy who makes it. Steve A. Hey, Steve. Who's your X factor tonight? I think it's got to be Marner. Like I'm way overthinking this. It's got to be one of the guys making double-digit millions. You would think one of Matthews or Marner. Don't overthink this. You know, who needs to step up in the absence of your captain and one of your best players? Everybody. So X Factor's got to be those two guys. Price, he's unbeatable. Well, you got to put him up against two guys who are unstoppable. You guys got to start having faith in this team, man. I do, for God's sake. And I screamed about them losing to a Zamboni driver. Only less than a year and a half ago, I think. And then I got to play hockey with that Zamboni driver. Life's weird. Haven't seen a ton of this third pair so far in this game. Sandin's so calm. Am I wrong in saying the Leafs look like they've had more dangerous situations so far in this game offensively? Oh, yeah! This is obviously the game plan. They're going to fire it on from distance. Hope there's traffic in front. Yeah! Who was that? Of course. Who else? Build the statue. Build it already. Forget when he's retiring, but have a job ready for him. If I'm Dubas, I refer to him as sir. I don't care. I mean, he is older than me. Oh, Alex Burrows. See, he's not used to not biting something in a playoff game. He's actually chomping on his sleeve. He's not reviewing it for offside. Yo, he steals it right from Simmons. That's hilarious. That's me in EASHL. Mine. My glory. Oh, fortunate bounce there off of the official. Don't you dare review this. Okay, well, play started, so tie game. There you go. No, the Leafs don't need to score first because it's less than 13 minutes in and we have a tie game. Boy, this game plan is working, isn't it? Traffic. I mean, I know they got fortunate there with the bounce off the ref, but traffic in front, and there really isn't a bad place to shoot it from. I mean, that is unless it's at a shin and results in the puck going the other way. If you have a clear shot, shoot it. No, Jesperi, it's 1-1. It's 1-1. Yeah! Okay. Okay, so you kids don't get it. You kids don't get it. This is how I know the series is over. This is how I know the Leafs are winning. Bogosian, big wolf man beard, right? That's trendy. That's what's in right now. Big beards. Leafs are doing mullets. Those are ironically cool now. Spezza is doing the looks terrible playoff goatee. He is from an era where that was a thing. The stubbly, awful looking, like definitely looks like a police informant goatee. That is such an old school thing from right around the time he was drafted. When was he drafted? 2000? Right around that time, maybe a little before. Think Scott Stevens. Think Brendan Shanahan. Ooh, if that thing sticks, that thing gets a little more prickly, a little longer. Oh, Leafs in 5, baby. John, how can you have faith when the losing is so consistent in the playoffs? I would not have nearly as much faith if it was the same team. It's not. It's not, guys. Different personnel on the back end. Brody is an enormous addition to this team. Bogosian has been such a good addition to the depth. Sandin is better at both ends of the ice. I mean, the fact that Dermott can't make this lineup, the fact that Engvall has had the season that he's had and he's struggling to make the lineup, the fact that Galchenyuk has had the season that he's had and he's struggling to make the lineup, the experience on this team, the size on this team, it's not the same. It's not the same. And that goes back to last year's guys too. Matthews just won the Rocket. Anyone notice that? Anyone notice Austin Matthews won the Rocket Richard? He's a great player. Anyone else notice Mitch Marner was like, what was he, tied for third NHL scoring? He was definitely top 5. Anyone notice that? Guys, it's not the same group. Rob Malloy, how's the playoff beard? Horrendous. I clean it up now at the bottom, and I try to like electric razor the neck so it's not just a neck beard. Oh my God. Oh my dear. Oh heavens. Again, the Leafs the Habs are, if the Leafs are doing a good job of creating traffic, what was that, a high stick? If the Leafs are doing a good job of creating traffic, the Habs are doing a good job of sustained possession in the offensive zone. They're doing a good job of getting rebounds, generating rebounds, getting their own rebounds. It's a rougher game. Maybe not rougher. What's the word I'm looking for? It's definitely a more chaotic game. Last game was probably rougher. The Habs were just throwing hits.
That puck, Armia has it for the Canadiens and able to move it to John Merrill. Chased by his old Michigan teammate and bumped there.
Matt Silva. Will you have an away jersey for away games? Well, I don't have an away jersey actually. Not a current one. I have an old one. I'm pretty sure I have a Potvin one, but it's signed. And I don't know if I want to make it smelly. Oh, right on the goal mouth. Again, the Leafs, they did not have these opportunities in abundance last game. Uh-oh. That's a great read by Sandin. Someone's got to support him, though. It's not the greatest read. They've got to be offside here. Okay. Again, traffic in front. You got to get up, though, Mickey. Oh, I think you might have blocked that one, actually. What'd I tell you? Keeping in mind, if I'm just stealing what Craig Simpson is saying, by the way, keep in mind I can't hear him. Ooh! Well, that could have been bad for both those guys.
Got to the red line.
Hockey's one of those sports that if you think about it too hard, oh my God, it's played on ice.
A swing and a miss, and Campbell able to smother that.
Keep it peaceful, Joe. Keep it peaceful. Keep it peaceful, Wayne.
Well, a little disagreement.
That is about the worst group you could be up against if you're going to create an after the whistle scrum. You got the grumpy old men line, and you got Muzzin and Riley. Whew, Burroughs knows all about Riley. There's your intermission homework. If you want, you can go look up that fight. That was only a few years ago. Arav, did the Leafs successfully rebuild Galchenyuk? Okay, so I think you're doing the meme. All right? I think you're doing the meme. So the Athletic got made fun of for, I don't remember who the writer was, for basically writing this article about how the Leafs rebuilt Alex Galchenyuk. Despite the fact that, like, he's still barely sticking in the lineup and wasn't really putting up many points. Well, keep in mind, this was a guy who was a fourth liner on the Sens and got waived, right? So, and he got traded to Carolina. He was an afterthought. I don't know what they planned on doing with him before the Leafs called. I mean, he was looking like buyout fodder. He was looking like minor league fodder. He certainly wasn't, he didn't look like he was going to be a regular in the Carolina Hurricanes lineup. But what the Leafs turned him into is a top 6 NHL forward, which he was earlier in his career, but he straight up was not when they got him. They put him in the minors, learned the Leafs systems, learned to play the Leafs way, get him around the guys, have him learn. And then his first game they put him in, I believe, was with John Tavares and William Nylander. And he played a bunch with Matthews and Marner as well. Was he perfect? No. Is he the most trustworthy in defensive situations? They have better options, but he is absolutely an option. And then there's a reason why he's not on the fourth line in this game, despite being a scratch last game. He's on the second line because he's trustworthy in that position. He is not just an offensive player or a skill player, I should say, just trying to be a goal suck, make all the nice finesse moves. He's nasty. Nasty. I don't know what happened to my voice there. He's exactly the kind of guy, based on his regular season play, the hunger that he plays with now, he's the kind of guy I want in my lineup. Defensive zone face-off. I hate it. Can I return it? No. Is there a better door? I want to know what Nick Foligno's face-off percentage is at the end of all this. There's Galley right there. Or Chucky, they called him. Brendan Gallagher is Galley. Did that have enough for icing? I don't know if I like the smell of that. I don't think I care for that. Jonathan, do you miss Gardner as much as I do? What? No. Sorry, bro. Listen, okay, so as a person with a bad back, as soon as I heard he had a bad back, I'm like, oh boy, okay. And now you're seeing him get scratched by the Hurricanes and stuff. At this point in his career, for the role he can play, I mean, he's still an NHL defender, but for the role he can play and for the money he was going to command in free agency, it didn't make sense to bring him back. I would have happily taken him back in the team. It wouldn't have made sense financially. They were better off spending like $1 million on Zach Bogosian, or going with, someone young and cheap like Dermott, or going with someone young and cheap like Sandin. And don't forget, they also used that money on TJ Brody, and I don't think any Leafs fan saved the receipt for him. There's no takesies backsies there, Flames fans. Sorry, he's a Leaf. Uh-oh, that's too much space for Tatar. Oh my God. Trip. Uh-oh. I didn't think there was a defender behind him. I was like, if Hyman wins this battle here, that's a breakaway. Oh, we do have a penalty now. No. What was that? Hyman going to the box. I don't like it. Was this the penalty? No. Surely not.
I mentioned that Matthews was the most physical.
Matthews on Gallagher. I love when he remembers he's 6'3".
You know here that's part of playoffs. You've got to be at that
Holding?
mindset every time you get
In the
You
playoffs?
gotta get after the puck,
In a
but
battle
you
where
also
he
gotta get
didn't
after the
come
body.
up with the
Both those
puck.
teams have been laying the body on all night.
For that to be the first penalty of the game, I'm not sure. I know we were criticizing the league for makeup calls and why those shouldn't exist, but like, can I get one? Can we have one? Leafs get the clear. X-Hilaire. What do you think of the Jets so far? Man, was I wrong about that series. I thought the Oilers were going to mop them. Offside. Because I was just looking at the season series. I was looking at how McDavid dominated them, which, by the way, someone tweeted me today. UC Saros has more points in the Stanley Cup playoffs this year than Connor McDavid. But I look at the Jets. They're like a premium version of the 2013 Leafs. They never have the puck, but they have ridiculous skill. They're ridiculous finishing skill. They're very opportunistic, and they got great goaltending. Defense is suspect. Does that not sound like the 2013 Leafs? I think they're a better version of that. And I should have saw that despite the season series, that's a nightmare matchup. Oh! Almost a break there for Toffoli. That's a nightmare matchup for the Jets, the Oilers, who Mike Smith had a good season, but like at this point in his career, let's be honest, it was surprising, especially after the season that he had last year. It wasn't very good, and it's behind a defense that is just not that old, not that good, not that battle tested. Oh, thank goodness no one dropped in from the point there. Win that race there. Oh, boy. So now the Habs got what they want, and I don't like it. Leafs are giving the point a lot of room to work, and I think Jeff Petrie is just fine with that. That's a great keep by Montreal. Oh, he gets the pass through. Oh, Tatar was right there. I am very surprised he didn't hit up Tatar there. Oh, Kerfoot, that was survival right there, bud. William, do you think the trainers need to sharpen the skates at intermission? Everyone's falling down. Dude, I'm noticing it less in this game than I was last game. That's a great kill by the Leafs. I can't believe it's over. I'm interested to see what the post-penalty kill line is with Tavares out. Last game, I believe they went with Hyman, Marner, Nylander, but... Or, sorry, not Hyman. Matthews, Marner, Nylander. I was looking at Hyman, but with Hyman out of the box, I mean, you might as well just go with your top line. Don't overthink this. Ooh! Price going on a little adventure, but that is a heck of a pass from a goaltender. Great play by Matthews. Oh, let's go! I like that pinch, but you gotta... Oh, boy! Oh, boy! Oh my God! Did you see that? TJ Brody almost kicked it into his own net, and I want to say Campbell stopped it with his head. Ooh. 30 seconds remaining in the period, which, believe it or not, is an unfathomable amount of time, unless you're losing. Oh! Perry didn't like that. I don't think I blame him. Hard to tell in real time. I don't think that was an intentional knee. That was very close to boarding there, Mr. Jason. All right. That's not a bad first period. You escape with the tie. Probably outplayed them. But you don't like the... Oh, yeah, Perry's going to do something dumb in the second. They probably outplayed them, except getting the penalty kill. Oh, what the hell, Jason? First of all, that's a clear as day trip on... I don't understand how Hyman gets a penalty, but that's not a penalty there. Oh, okay, maybe that's why. I'd like to see another angle of the Spezza Perry thing because that was tough. Well, our first intermission. I'll answer a few questions and then I'll go to the potty or something. Mark times 2. Thoughts on Kadri getting 8 games? Well, so first of all, Leaf fans, I need you to understand this. Producer Drew is not going to like this conversation, but Nazem Kadri getting 8 games, which he's considering appealing. I think he will. I think he should. And I'll tell you why in a minute. I mean, it's a gruesome hit. Let's get that out of the way. It's a terrible hit. He should absolutely be suspended. I don't have a problem with 8 games. I'll tell you why he might. But that 8 games matches how many games he was suspended with the Leafs in the playoffs. It's unbelievable. He's been suspended, but by the time he served the suspension, assuming it sticks, that's 16 games worth of suspension, which I think since the beginning of the 2018 playoffs is about 41% of his eligible playoff games. I think it's about 30-31 over his whole career. And I mean, it reminded me how far the sport has come because like those braining hits like that straight to the head didn't even glance off the shoulder. Those hits like that, Matt Cook, Rafi Torres, like that was a regular occurrence. And now we see it and we like clutch our chest. My goodness. Now, here's why I fight it if I'm him. He's a repeat offender. It's a terrible hit. He should get dinged. Tom Wilson got suspended this season. Kadri's last suspension was 2 years ago. Tom Wilson got suspended this season. And he got a fine for his role in the Rangers thing. Now, they say, well, it was a fine and not a suspension. I don't get it. It's all supplemental discipline. He did something bad and you punished him for it. What's the $5,000 fine? A reward? That was his second offense of the season. It's got to reflect that he's a repeat offender. That is the exact argument that I'm making if I'm Nazem Kadri's camp. I go, what? Listen, okay, shouldn't ought have done it, but 8 games is ridiculous if this guy got a $5,000 fine in the regular season. I don't know. That's the argument I try to make. If I'm his lawyer, is that how this works? I don't know. Anyone, is Nazem Kadri's lawyer in the chat right now? While it's intermission, don't forget to click like and subscribe. Jack the Grin. Do you think Colorado looks like a juggernaut? Do not say yes. What is this, producer Drew? Okay. I won't say yes. Yeah. They look like a juggernaut, dude. They're mopping the Blues. I mean, you see the war going on between Vegas and Minnesota, although game 3 was pretty convincing for Vegas. And then you see what's going on in the Blues series. If the Avs escape, well, I was about to say unscathed after talking about a key player getting an 8-game suspension. If they leave without any key injuries, you're going to have a tough time beating them, my friend. You're going to have a tough time beating them. Ryan, if you could have one Leaf from the 2000 era on this team, who would it be? So here's the problem. I was thinking Darcy Tucker. That's a guy who would bring fire. That's a guy who would help correct your power play. That's a guy who would never be on the ice on account of he'd be suspended and maybe locked in jail because I don't know if you've watched Darcy Tucker highlights. They're not 2021 friendly. So, I mean, Sundin would be unreal because he put up the points that he did while in the clutch and grab era. Guys holding on to his jersey, guys just holding on to him, guys hooking him, slashing him, wood sticks. And if not Sundin, on the back end, Thomas Caberlet. And you might roll your eyes, but as an offensive defenseman, as a possession defenseman, I think he'd excel in this era. He'd do very well. Folks, we will be right back here on Watch a Leafs Game with Steve Dangle. We'll chat a little bit, and then the second period will resume. How about that? Am I wearing pants? you won't see when I get up. You'll have to wait till later in the broadcast. I'll see you in a few. Hello. I'm back. Welcome back. Why am I welcoming you back? It's me who left. You've been here the whole time. Hey, Steve Dangle here, and you're watching Watch the Leaf Game with Steve Dangle. Intermission in progress. Second period coming up next. Says that right there, below me. That's helpful, isn't it? Listen, it's 1-1. I'm feeling good. The Leafs fan base, I'm seeing it from the outside for the first time because I've been very negative about this team. But I got the faith. I did not have it last year. I had it the year before through 5 games. I didn't really have it the year before. In 2017, I mean, that was house money, let's be honest, with the Washington Capitals. This year's team is different. Yes, they are sans Tavares. I'm not happy about that. Nobody should be. But this team is built different. I like what I saw in the first period. I like the way they generated traffic. It'd be nice to get on the power play. And I know the power play gave up the game-winning goal last game. But I can't believe I got to explain this. A few people tweeted at me. It's better to be on the power play than not. So let's do a few more questions before the game kicks back off. From Sandrine, what do you think of Romanov being out of the Habs lineup? I think the Habs are like the Leafs in that they have many players that they like. And at this point, they're just going with experience. They're in a win it year. I know it doesn't seem like that. They finished 4th. Look at the amount of money they're spending. Yeah, no, they're in win it mode. That's why they went out and got John Merrill. They just want a little extra experience, a few more NHL games. Nothing wrong with Romanov watching, and nothing wrong with making him hungry. It's kind of hard to criticize them when they only allowed 1 goal in the first game. You know what I mean? So listen, as a Leaf fan, when I saw Caulfield was out of the lineup, Kotkaniemi was out of the lineup, Romanov was out of the lineup, my ears perked up. I was happy about it. They're all good players. They replaced them with good ones too. That's a playoff team, isn't it? The Leafs put Engvall and Galchenyuk. The Leafs made 2 lineup changes, and in previous years, I'd be catatonic. But this year, I like both those guys. Engvall, I really liked at first. Then not so much. And then, I mean, just his stretch run when he was kind of in and out of the lineup, when he was in a position to prove himself, where he had to prove himself, that guy was great. And I mean, he's played on the Leafs' 3rd line decently consistently when he's been in the lineup. Brooks hasn't. It'd be a bit of a jump up for him. Very interested to see if Brooks gets into the series without an injury. I mean, hopefully we don't see the injury part, do we? Taylor Sov says, what's your favorite mid-game snack? Water. I was tired maybe 2 hours ago. And then, listen, I've been doing this for 14 years. Started my YouTube channel 14 years ago. Been doing this live stuff, the Sportsnet stuff, since 2014. 2014 was mostly a behind-the-scenes role, so we'll say since 2015. Still 6 years. And I still get nervous. I get so nervous before all this stuff. And I love to eat, you can tell. But when I'm nervous and in front of people, when I'm nervous because I'm watching the Leafs game just by myself, I stress eat. When I'm with people, I can't do it. I can't do it. Putting things in my stomach that are not H2O, it doesn't work. It doesn't work. Sev, if the Leafs win... Sev, what are you doing? Putting that into the universe. Okay, I'll finish the rest of the question while censoring the thing that you said. If the Leafs won 4 rounds, is that okay? How would you celebrate? Well, we'll start with naked. 100%. 100%. Gotta be. No, okay. You're going to want Leaf. I have Leaf underwear. So we'll start there. I just wanted that visual to sink in. We'll start there. We're talking beers. We're talking endless sobbing. And I think, by the way, this is in like 2 months. So I'm hoping things have opened up by then. I would honestly party by foot from Oshawa to Toronto. I would occasionally send my wife and son a postcard. Hope you guys are doing well. No, I don't even know. I saw a clip. Elliot Friedman and Jeff Merrick. I think John Tavares was on 31 Thoughts, and they asked him what he would do if he won the trophy. And he didn't even have an answer. It's just, it's one of those things. I will never win the Stanley Cup as a player. But one thing I remember, former Leaf who wore number 10, Brad May told me, because he won the Stanley Cup with the Anaheim Ducks in 2007. One thing he told me when we worked at Leafs TV together was you need to take at least half an hour or an hour to be selfish and just be alone with the Stanley Cup. And I just remember I asked him, I go, did you talk to it? And he just responded, I was so drunk it talked back. Love Mayday for that one. Caleb, final score prediction. Leafs 5-2. Go big or go home. Shout out Jake B. Leafs. Nick, is Mrs. Dangle happy to be watching the game in quiet? You know what? She's more nervous than I am about this team. Oh, I'm a bad luck charm. The season where we went to the most Leaf games. Oh, we're about to get the second period here. The season where we went to the most Leaf games, I want to say it was 17-18. They won, I think it was every game we went to. And it was just by fluke. We went to games with, I want to say, back-to-back hat tricks. I want to say we saw a Nazem Kadri hat trick. I can't remember against who. Columbus? And then we saw a JVR hat trick against Dallas. That was a wild game. I want to say the Leafs had a huge lead in the first period. Coughed it up. They turned an enormous lead into a comeback win. Which, I mean, that was the 17-18 Leafs in a nutshell, good and bad. We need that. We need that. We need a more crisp period out of this line. They were sniffing. They were starting to get things generated. You might even argue it was their best period of the series so far, out of the four. And then they begin the fifth with, didn't really look like Matthews got all that, but Price did. Habs not looking very pleased with themselves. Great win from Foligno filling in at center. I like that. Like, I know it obviously didn't go the way Foligno wanted. But, like, just make him nervous. Just make him nervous. Make him have to work. Make them worry about the front of their net. Ice the puck. You definitely want to do that. Ice the puck. Damn it. Well, after Foligno got that defensive zone win, you see Alex Galchenyuk already sucking wind. Hopefully he can get this defensive zone win. Did I say defensive in the first place? I meant offensive. Listen, it's live. It's difficult. I used to be like you. I used to sit at home and make fun of everyone on the broadcast whenever they got something wrong, stat wrong, and name wrong. Said defensive instead of offensive. And now it's my job to do it, and I'm like, no, I hate this. All right, let's do it again. Let's do it again. Come on, Nick. Figure it out. Sheldon, if you take a face-off a minute into the second period, I'm going to be very upset. Caitlin, what was your favorite Leafs game this year? Ooh. You know, they set a pretty good standard to start the season. They came back from a 3-1 deficit and won it in overtime over Montreal. That was a pretty good one. Oh! Oh, what a play by Nylander. And I felt like all their games against the Oilers were so good. I love when Sandin and Willie connect. It feels like they're not always on the ice together, and when they are, it's like an automatic scoring chance for.
coast. Sandin back in
One thing the Leafs do consistently that I kind of hate is at the offensive blue line when they're playing defense, they kind of just completely stop moving their feet, which I'm not sure how that's helping anyone, including yourself. That shot was just for the face-off. Well, why not? Build that Corsi, friend. Also, if I'm Engvall, I'm confident in my shot. First of all, John Tavares was scoring goals with Pierre Engvall's stick before he got new ones manufactured. That actually almost snuck under Price's arm there. Byron's fast. You got to look out there. I love Sandin's reverse hits. I know that wasn't the biggest one, but I just love him. Who did he obliterate on the Canucks? Is it JT Miller? Horvat? Uh-oh, Kakaniemi.
Lets it go, and that's stopped by Campbell on the short side. This Barry Kotkaniemi's been noticed.
Who's that? Get off the ice. Lekanen.
Has to go to the bench. And that will start a
Almost
Montreal
interference
team.
there on Bogo. I mean, not playoff interference.
Sandin for Bogosian.
Also, the one thing they tell every minor hockey team in the world not to do, pass it in front of your own net. NHL players do it all the time. You know why? They're NHL players. They can do it. You can't. Whoa! That dive was actually quite necessary. Here we go, Mitch. Let's change the story. I'm seeing too many people on Leaf Twitter and in the chat chirping you. Is this line on purpose? No, it's not. It's grumpy old men line. I was like, Mitch, what happened? You're offside, bud.
And now Jack Campbell looking to stop it for Morgan Riley.
How's the heart rate? How's everyone feeling? From JT, favorite Leaf of all time? I mean, it's very quickly becoming Austin Matthews. He's certainly the best Leaf I've ever watched. I do really like Zach Hyman. But oh! Oh boy. I do really like Zach Hyman, but my childhood idol was Felix Potvin. And I got to meet him at an autograph signing just as a fan in my first year of making LFR videos. So that was 14 years ago. I want to say it was like the beginning of 2008. And I got to interview him after the alumni game at the Centennial Classic. And I think I asked him 2 questions because I was like, I don't want to overstep. I don't want to overdo it. I just want to have my perfect moment with my dad. He's my dad. At least that's what I tell myself. And my dad. He doesn't like it. Offside! There's no way! How is that? Get out of here. Anyway, Felix Potvin. Cheered for him growing up. Loved him. There's a reason every new guy who gets traded to the Leafs does some sort of Potvin homage with his equipment. Riddick's got the pads. Hutchinson's got the mask. Antoine Bibeau had the mask as well. I got to see it. Oh, that did not miss by a ton. When's the Leafs' first power play going to be? I know the power play's been ineffective, but I thought their first 2 were really good. And I feel like it's enough of a story that they're going to just will it into the net with anger. They're going to angrily score a power play goal. Get out of the face-off. You can't do that.
Of the face-offs in the opening period. Toffoli to do the honors, and he
Oh, winger win.
the Canadiens.
What happened to Toffoli there? I did not see what happened to Toffoli. He didn't look very comfortable, though. He gets slashed? Oh, Pierre, bud. That was the one. Everything about Pierre Engvall should be great. He's fast. He's lanky. Good on the penalty kill. Yeah, I think Kerfoot must have got Toffoli off the faceoff. He didn't like it. And Toffoli basically said, I'm going to give it back. Where was I going with that? Everything about Pierre Engvall should work. But man, his decision-making sometimes just makes me want to crawl under my desk. Oh, he sticked him! Yeah, you might get a fine for that there, bud. I don't know if that's a suspension, but you might get dinged for that. You might be paying for dinner. Can't be butt-ending guys. I don't know if that was in the stomach or in the... below the stomach. You know how that goes. You know the human body. You have one. One storyline of the Leaf season that has annoyed me on and off is he scored that Justin Hall scored that one, I think it was a bomb, and I want to say it was on Carey Price. And they made such a big deal of the slap shot that he scored, and he said, my shot's uncorked. And I think he was sort of being cheeky, and then he barely used it. And then, no way! That's incredible! Yes, the Dangle jinx comes up big. I can't believe that. I saw the play developing. I saw him as the trailer. I'm like, oh, no way. That's a nice little drop from Mitch. Great from Austin. Picks up the rebound. Oh, my God. Uncorked, baby. Uncork it there, Halsey. Oh, I love it. Pointing right at the guy. I heard Dangle. I got AirPods in right now, and I'm listening to his commentary. He's talking crap about us the whole game. Oh, my God. Justin Hall never shoots. Justin Hall shoots immediately. And the Leafs, I believe it's their first, it's their first lead of the game. Leafs 5-2. Believe in it. Get into it. Go, Leafs, go. Go, Leafs, go. What happened there? Go. Leafs go. This is sloppy. What is going on there? Are we? Okay. He just hit a helmetless guy who's obviously trying to get off the ice. Please score here. Make him look dumb. He's obviously trying to get off the ice because he has to. Oh, this game is ramping right up. Get back, get back, get back, get back, get back. Support. Where's F3? Okay. That's how you know it was a good shift. You saw me get closer to the camera. Uh-oh. Oh! That was a terrible pass and, like, a really interesting way of fixing it from Foligno. It didn't work, but hot damn if it did. Watch the hook, Galch. Played to the line, Petrie shot, it got through, and nice. It sticks to Jack Campbell.
I think Gallagher's going to get it.
I love it. Shut up.
At the end is
Shut up. He was very nice when I met him. I met him in 2012.
To the box at the end of that play.
Buddy, that's not the direction of the box. I'm not seeing what he got a penalty for, though. Oh, cross-checking someone in the head. Yes. Okay, now I see. That's ridiculous. Me? Just proof that hockey players will argue absolutely everything. Can't cross-check a guy in the brain. Specifically in the rule book. My eye! The doctor said not to cross-check me in the brain! You all watch The Simpsons? You ever hear that show? Anyway. Oh. Who? Caleb. Oh, wait, no. Wow, we got 10,000 fans watching this game? Let's keep it going. Keep it going. Tell all your friends. I always say that at the end of every video. Tell all your friends. Tell your cousin. Phone Mark. You know Mark. Tell Mark to watch this. Tell Colleen. Right? You were thinking about calling her earlier today because it's been a while. You got to tell Colleen. Tell Colleen to get on. All right? 10,000 fans. Let's get that up. Got to pump those numbers up. Those are rookie numbers. Rob, is it completely different experience? Is it a completely different experience for you watching without Twitter? Yeah, and I got to tell you, it's better. It's better. I watch more of the game. I got to tell you that. I miss less. And also, I'm less angry. The Leafs were losing at one point in this game, and this is a playoff game. And I'm fine. Twitter makes you mad. YouTube, happy. Got to watch a Leaf game with Steve Dangle. It'll save you from Twitter. But if you do use Twitter, hashtag it's on. Did I do it? Did I do it good? Did I? Okay. There's a Rogers representative right there. I lied. That's not true. Leafs power play. I get my wish.
And this power play brought to you by Kit Kat
Jake
Jerky now.
asks, who's your favorite celebrity Leaf fan? Edge. Adam Copeland. Believe it or not, so, okay, I cut a promo on him, basically saying I was the biggest Leaf fan in the world, and he's not. Then he cut a 2-minute promo back on me. Then he was in the main event at WrestleMania. But, like, he will just text me, like, after Leaf games sometimes, and just be like, God, I love Muzzin. Muzzin had a great game tonight. And I'm like, yes, he did, Edge. He's a cool dude, but it's a very silly moment in life when Edge texts you. What does one do when Edge texts you? I don't know. You start with texting him back. Oh, good keep. Ooh. Oh, you got to watch, though. That's good support. That's good support. That's good from the Habs there. This Leafs team has got to keep its head. I know the power play has no mojo right now. No mojo. But it's weird. As soon as the power play is over, they look mentally fine. You would think that this would destroy them as a team. It almost makes me wonder, if they do get a power play goal or two, are they just going to be a wagon? No, I'm not going to use the J word, CJ. How dare you? CJ's in the chat, I imagine. I see. By power play rules, you got to get set up, but like you had an opportunity there if you hit Mitch. Matthews in the boom boom spot, not the pew pew, like I was saying. Off the top. If you weren't there, oh! Oh, that's a well-placed shot, and Price just makes a great save. Not the greatest pass. Oh! Almost goes off Hyman's leg there. Habs get the clear. Yes, they do. Are the Leafs going to change? You got to imagine they want Morgan Riley out there. Caleb, how long to the first delay of game? Caleb? Do not put that evil on me, Ricky Bobby. Do not put the... Oh, fortunate bounce! Oh! Where is it? It's in the corner. Oh, the Habs get it. Oh, very fortunate bounce there. Did you see that? Campbell having to make a stop again. Like, again, just like the first two power plays last game, you got to be feeling good about this, even if you don't score, which they still have an opportunity to. Shoot that. You got to be feeling good about the way this power play is playing. They're generating chances. Look at this. Look at this. Oh! Oh, what a stop! Oh, what a stop by Price. Is this another penalty? On who? I assume on the Canadiens. Who does Burrows keep talking to? And who cut his hair? My wife cut mine. Oh, what a stop by Price. Kerfoot was out there. Oh. Oh. I want to see this penalty. Oh, Spezza robbed. Robbed. I think it might have been there. Who's that? It's not Sherratt. Deneau? Is it Deneau? Again, I can't hear the broadcast. You guys can. Oh, my God. How long till the first delay of game? Right here. Habs are going to throw it over the glass. It's going to be a 5-on-3. And now the Leafs power play that just... Like, it was a carnival for the Montreal Canadiens. They get to go right back to work. Not the greatest start. But they got support. Habs are getting far too many shots on the penalty kill. I will say that. I'm a little surprised they're going straight back to the first unit. Because, like, they spent a lot of energy. Oh, what a... Matthews does so many little things, man. Who doesn't love him? Answer the Habs. Ooh! Ooh! Oh, my God. That's got to go in. The Leafs should be up 4-1. Good Lord. Sandin! Oh, no. Miscommunication there.
Back in they come. Across it goes Nylander. Morgan Riley. Matthews whipped that.
Oh. No. You're not going to get that. Tell you what, this power play looks different, doesn't it? Again, I know they haven't scored. but they look way better. The Leafs, the front of the Habs net is not a fun place to be for the Montreal Canadiens tonight. Leafs playing much differently, in my opinion. Just so dangerous. Ah, well. Oh. Mitch wants one. Or no, that's Spets. Still got 25 seconds to work. Austin's overthinking this, man. Put it on. All right, 15 seconds, offensive zone draw. That's enough time to do something. This after the whistle crap, man. It's after the whistle crap. It's so... That is one of the things about the playoffs. People talk about the hits and the intensity. No, it's just you're allowed to get away with breaking the rules. Oh my God, Mitch! Forget the tuck. How didn't he get the backhand off? Oh, Mitch. I'm sick to my stomach. The Leafs should be up 19-1. Oh my God. Nick, why won't Austin raise the puck? I don't know. Maybe he figures Carey Price was hard to beat in the first game, and he wants to get the shot off as fast as possible. I mean, everyone wants to see him go Ched, top Ched, bar down. But Matthews has this sneaky shot that just demoralizes goalies down low because they can't read it. It's off of his stick before they realize what's happened. You got enough time to get ozone possession here before... No, you don't. Oh, well. I know it said one shot, but it sure didn't feel like it. I'm going to defend the Leafs power play so far this game. Just like last game. We're about halfway through regulation, and it looks good. It looks good. It looks dangerous. It's making the Habs work, for goodness sake. The Leafs are doing things to get power play opportunities. Again, I just think they're overthinking it a little too much, passing it a little too much. Your bread and butter tonight has been putting it on. Getting to the net and putting it on! Like, do you see how that didn't result in the shot, but the Habs are still so uncomfortable? And the Leafs still have the puck. Yeah, after the whistle. Yeah, do some stuff. Yep, cross-checking's allowed. It's just allowed. You're fine. Man, I'm tired. Yeah, Austin's got that mojo going. Look at that. That's a happy face. Whew. How are we feeling? How are we feeling? Moan to me. Whoa. A smelly goose in the chat asks, how did you originally get into hockey? I always feel dumb answering this question because I feel like I never have the best answer. But I was a hockey fan since before I can remember, if that makes sense. I remember talking to my dad one day because we grew up in Scarborough. And when I was born, Scarborough was not part of Toronto. It was Scarborough. It was its own city. It had a mayor and everything. And I remember asking my dad, like, do we have permission to cheer for the Toronto Maple Leafs if we're not from Toronto? And he goes, yes, son. So I remember one of my first hockey memories is I remember the 93 series against the Kings. And I remember being so conflicted about it, not knowing what was going to happen. I was like 4 or 5. Work. One of them's got to lose. That doesn't make any sense. So I've literally liked hockey since before I can remember. First Leaf game, February 5th, 1994. I was not even 6. I wouldn't turn 6 for another month and a week. Leafs lost 4-3 to the Flyers. Yzerman scored, I think. Fedorov scored. Gilmore scored. It was a long time ago, folks. So how did I get into hockey? I don't know. I've always loved it, even though I never played it. I didn't really get into playing shinny even or skating until I was like 29, 30. I do regret not doing it recreationally. all the kids in my neighborhood played rep. So when I was like 10 and actually had the opportunity to start playing hockey, I was like embarrassed because I knew I wouldn't be playing with any of my friends. All my friends were playing in high up hockey. Wayne Simmons was playing in my neighborhood and we're the same age. So imagine I can't skate and I just get absolutely Wayne trained. Wouldn't be good. Whoop. Fortunate bounce. To the top line, they're sniffing. Come on, Mitch. Oh, Leafs are getting some bounces in this game. I like it. Hyman's looked better. Matthews has looked better. Marner's looked better, but my God, pull the trigger on that one opportunity that they had there. Oh, the Leafs are killing them in the shots. 13-6. 45-27, the shot attempts. So the shots on goal are not necessarily happening. Oh, is this another penalty? Oh, they look rowdy. What happened? I was too busy yapping about numbers. Oh, Ducharme upset.
The pressure defensively is so difficult when this line gets going.
What do we got? What's the problem? I'm looking for the penalty here.
He's just trying to box out to make
Hook?
sure he doesn't get free. Got to pick your poison. There's the cross.
Oh, the cross. Oh, well, I mean, you broke your stick, bud. I mean, yeah. Yeah. There's two penalties tonight that I'm holding up two fingers. I'm not giving you the finger. I just realized my hand went off camera there. There's two penalties where I'm mystified by the yelling. Gallagher cross-checked a guy in the head. They tend to call those. Unless it's the final. And breaking your stick while cross-checking a guy. Yeah. Tends to get called. Yeah. So at least first line was just out there. They're going to start with the second unit here. Oh, almost offside there. Come on, Wayne Train. Leafs keep it. The Leafs have done such a much better job of holding the point. Holding the blue line on the power play tonight. Oh, Willie! You know what? Willie takes a lot of those shots that miss wide and ring around, and they drive you nuts, but he had net there. I don't hate that shot. He had net, and he almost hit it. The difference between a highlight reel laser beam and a crappy shot that misses wide is a matter of centimeters. Because this is a Canadian broadcast, we don't say inches. It's illegal. Actually, I'll be arrested if I say inches instead of centimeters. My producers told me that before the show. I was alarmed. I'm like, really? Seems like a violation of rights. And they said, yeah, well, what can you do? I like to play. Yeah! Oh, my God! Sandine? Yeah, bud! Let's go, kid! Let's absolutely go! 41-year-old Joe Thornton on the ice to congratulate the kid, Rasmus Sandin. Man, I want to know who's covering the Habs mobility cellular bills. They're on the phone a lot. I don't think that deflected off anything. I just think they took Price's eyes away. Oh, yeah, right under the blocker. I don't see any goalie interference there. And is that a power play goal? I guess it is. I told you. Didn't I tell you, folks? Listen, 5-2 is looking pretty good. I'm just saying. Although, why am I giving the Habs a goal? Ew. Look at this Selly. Oh! But, oh, you might break that one too there, you Sperry. What are you upset about? Oh, is he trying to say that he hit him with the stick? Are they trying to say this is goalie interference? That's unreal that Mark Bergevin is having real-time conversations. I thought it was like some guy they have in the back. Some video coach. Maybe I'm reading too far into it, but they're about to review this. They're about to review this thing. But if they're wrong, it's 3-1 Leafs and they get a power play. Again. Let's see here. Let's get a closer look at it. It's not Hyman, it's Thornton. Oh, buddy. I don't think so. And Price doesn't say anything. Oh, buddy, I don't think so. Coach's challenge. Very interested to see what they say here.
this is risky business. Isn't
That's
it?
a love
Sure
tap
is.
in the
You've already
chest
had
too, I
3
think. I don't know.
penalty kills in a row.
Usually you
You've
see the
won
goalie
the
scream
call
bloody
as
murder,
well.
right?
Let's see if it looks different from this side. Sliding from
Am I
side
looking
to
at the
side.
wong thing?
That puck's already through.
And like the
Joe
shot's
Thornton puts his
already
stick in
long
there, in
left
my
his stick
opinion.
when the contact happens. I acknowledge there's contact. No way. No
There
way.
are times when it's hard to determine. I don't
He
think
doesn't
this
even
is
look.
worthy of a challenge.
Th-
It almost looked like the call
Listen,
came from above.
I think you can read a lot into goalies' reactions.
There is a stick coming in at the end.
You ever worn a goalie chest pad?
Anyway,
Yeah, that
Price
puck's
does not
already in the
feel
back of
this.
the net before Thornton
There's
stepped
no
in.
way he even knew he was poked. Yeah, you guys on your walkie-talkie see it.
Mark Bergevin's convinced there is something there.
Oh, come on.
Kyle Dubas
Yes.
says-
I'm loving this. I'm loving that we can see both GMs
The other way, of course.
have completely different reactions.
So they're obviously
No, okay,
trying to
you know
find
what?
this out.
The country
I will
probably
be
split
shocked if this is
right down
overturned.
the middle on this one as well, but
I acknowledge Thornton touched him with the stick. I don't think it had
that's significant enough
anything to
take
do
up
with that
the
goal.
Rasmus Sandin
What would be
goal off the
great
board.
on the overhead cam is if you could see where the puck is en route to the net. Price does not see this thing. If this isn't a goal, we got to go through NHL history and revoke about 3,000 goals.
Dominic Ducharme has challenged 3 times
Every
for
goal
goaltender
from
interference
probably
since taking over.
2003
He's been successful
and before.
twice. It's a
Like, where's the
90.2
Thornton?
mile-an-hour
The
slap
puck's
shot
practically
by
in the
the
goal
youngster.
mouth.
And look at the reaction of Carey Price. I mean, the goaltender.
And you
usually
see
is
no
a
reaction
telltale
from
sign.
Price.
He looks up immediately and says, "Hey, there's
And
goal
does he
interference."
keep the
He's not
glove
even
down?
looking
But like,
at
who
Joe
saves like
Thornton.
this?
He's just ticked off that puck went by.
That's a goal. Oh, people are saying
It's taking
Thornton
longer than
lifted
you might
Price's
have
stick.
anticipated.
You know, so often
I
the
again,
goaltender
I'm
is
not,
the first
I'm
one
not
to
seeing it.
arguing
Like, I'm not
against
seeing
the-
how
he's just rocking
it
to the
stopped
music
him
right
from making
now,
the
but
save.
This is a pretty
That's what I
critical moment, isn't
That's
it?
what I
If
think
you
it
look
should
at
be.
the momentum
I know
swing,
that's
the
not
fact that they're
necessarily what
going
goalie
at it
interference
so
is.
long, it-
But like, did the goalie have a chance to make a save? This is enormous.
I don't think there's any question
We either got a
that this
1-goal game
Bergevin camp up top that
or
was
a
pretty
2-goal
vehemently
game with a Leafs power
arguing
play.
this one.
Like, where?
Different angle, does it tell a different story?
Thanks to producer Drew, by the way, for saying he lifted the stick. Again, like, that is something. Let's see here. Let's see here. This will be a good angle. But Price is snapping like you snap inward, right? Because the puck squeaks. You'd think Price would be losing his mind. Like, does he even look over at the official here?
His crease.
I don't know. I don't think so. I think Dubas is right, shaking his head.
Well, is it 2-1 an elite power play or 2-1?
And it's I will say this for the Montreal
perhaps a
Canadiens.
big momentum turn for the Canadiens.
The uniqueness
I believe
of
they're
this is
penalized
really
if this
the
ends
only
up
thing it
counting.
can be is the stick of Joe
Dubas is
Thornton.
like, what are they looking at? I believe this is penalized if it doesn't count.
Didn't look like it was in there before.
Or if it does count, sorry. But this is enough where I think they should be able to challenge it without a penalty. What do we got? What do we got? Yeah! So now it's a delay of game penalty. I gotta say, I disagree with that call. I think, like, it's there because we were challenging everything a few years ago, and that was garbage. That was garbage. Let's be honest. But this call, there was enough there that it's okay. Now, you don't necessarily want to leave it up to the officials there
Now you got
for the
4
explanation.
straight penalty kills for the Montreal Canadiens trying
I love that Thornton's the one yapping. I love it. I absolutely love it.
Corey Perry still
Um,
arguing
I know you don't want to. You want to take as much judgment away from the officials as possible. You want to make these things black and white. But there was enough there that the Habs should be able to challenge that, be wrong, and not get penalized, in my opinion. If it's egregiously wrong, get off the ice, Corey. If it's egregiously wrong, yeah, penalize them. But in this one, in this scenario, I think the ref should be able to say, you know what? Yes, they got it wrong. No, it wasn't that bad. They don't get a penalty. But now, The Leafs, who are up by 2 goals and out shooting the Habs by 11 shots, go right back to the power play. Their first unit, nice and rested up. They just watched video for like 5 minutes like the rest of us did. Well, don't lift the stick now. If the Leafs score here, I don't even want to know the tire fire that Twitter is going to be. The absolute Springfield tire fire that's been going on for 50 years. Here we go! Oh my God! The Leafs should be up 14 to nothing. Okay, make it 15. I tell you what, they look so much better tonight. How many I tell you what's has there been tonight? I'll tell you what, propane and propane accessories. This game is cooking. I'll tell you what. Put it on! Oh! And still 1:03 to work. Ooh, baby, baby. Will in the chat. This isn't a question, but he said, as a former goalie, that was not interference. Montreal and Price would have reacted differently. Yeah, I mean, you know what I don't like there? Was Price consulted? Like, if it's goalie interference, your goalie should think it. Does that make sense? You know what I mean? You got your GM. Like, the Habs are on the penalty kill right now because of either Dominic Ducharme or Marc Bergevin. The replay made it seem like Marc Bergevin. They were on walkie-talkies. I imagine their, like, video war room or whatever. Oop, Leafs lose the zone there. I imagine their video war room. I didn't even think about this. I guess the setup is different on account of COVID. So who knows? Maybe everyone's up in that box. And it's not like it usually is. Like, you should allow... Oh, is anyone back? Oh. Oopsie daisies. That would take the wind out of your power play sails in a hurry. Oh. The Leafs have actually done a decent job this season of limiting those oopsie daisies on the power play, going backwards defensively. And they've had far too many through 1.5 games here. Whoa! If you're a goaltender, what do you do, folks? If you're a goaltender, what do you do, chat? 10 the goal! All right, we're back to 5-on-5. Habs kill it off, so I guess no harm, no foul, but the Leafs have traveled. Oh, they have momentum in a big, big way. Whoa! Nasty hit on Engvall from Sherratt, who still has not had to pay the Pied Piper. And I wonder if this game gets out of hand or if he does something else. If it gets ugly. I don't know how often. Oh. Good keep from Matthews. Shoot that. Nice Engvall. Nice Pierre. Oh. Watching this game and answering the questions and reacting to the game, I start 3 sentences before I end one of them. I don't even remember what I was talking about. What a game. What a second period. The Leafs up 3-1 over the Montreal Canadiens. I believe it was a power play goal. Again, I don't have the commentary in my ear. I'm just reacting to utter chaos. For a moment, I had to actually look down at the graphic underneath me and be like, is it intermission? Woo! Woo! So, Leafs have they? No, they're up. They've scored 4 goals to the Habs 3. So I think that means they should be winning the series. Don't you? Do you agree with that? Leave a comment in the chat. Oh my goodness. Hey, 12,500 viewers. That is ridiculous, folks. Click like. And then after you do that, click like again. And then that means you've unliked it, and I shouldn't have told you to do that. So I'm going to need you to click it a 3rd time. 3rd time. This is 3. Right? Oh, there you go. There you go. You see, because first star of the game so far. I want to gauge the chat. Who do you think is the first star of the game so far? Austin's looking real good. Really liking Hyman. Sandin's looking real good. For all the complaining about Morgan Rielly down the stretch, he's looked fine. Josh, some thoughts on Sandin after his first playoff goal. I mean, does that guy not play with the confidence of someone who's been there for 1,000 years? You know, second NHL playoff game. It's his first NHL playoff goal. And he just plays with that confidence. And he's not afraid to let it rip. Not to criticize Morgan Rielly, but I think there's an air of, well, gosh, I play with Mitch Marner and I play with Austin Matthews. And, if the shot gets blocked, then I'm going to have to rush back. Sandin just does such a good job of walking the line on the power play and finding an open lane to shoot into. And it either ends up in a tip, a rebound, or a goal, more often than not. And it probably feels pretty good for him on account of he got beat in a foot race on the shorthanded goal that ended up winning the Montreal Canadiens the game. That is known as offside there, Nicholas Foligno. I know. I'm half Italian, relax. Ryan, do you want it to go 6 and eliminate them in front of their fans? Ryan, that is funny, but no. If you have a chance to win it in 5, you win that in 5, my friend. Unfortunately, that's as low as we can go after the Habs won Game 1. I want to hear the stories of people who bought tickets and were excited to go and then couldn't. And it's because of the Leafs. You can't tell me that wouldn't kick the rivalry up another notch after a nasty playoff series. Come on now. Although, beating them in front of their fans, the visual, ooh. But I have a hard time. Oh, no! Is that a stop or did it go wide? It's a tie. Looking dangerous. 3 minutes to go in the second here. I mean, considering no team in Canada has played any games in front of any fans, I would assume it would be an absolute bolt of lightning through the bench for the Montreal Canadiens to actually play in front of fans. And then how weird is it going to be? Let's say it goes to Game 6. Let's say it's in Montreal and there's fans there. And let's say they win. Then it goes to Game 7 and you're back in Toronto and no one's there. Oh, I think that was tipped, and I think Campbell got a teeny tiny piece of that. But you go from this high-octane, high-adrenaline game in Montreal in front of fans, in that building with the loudest goal horn in the universe. They really do. And then all of a sudden you come back to Toronto, who's got nobody. It's a weird dynamic. It's interesting because it shows, I feel like it's shown that it matters. Fans. Like, you always hear about it, oh yeah, the building when it's rocking. But you never know if it's just people saying it. You've heard it across all sports. Oh yeah, the fans, they give us a boost. The fans. But, I mean, you can't tell me you haven't watched, like, Carolina take on Nashville. Hey! Engvall's been sniffing tonight. That's at least his 3rd shot attempt. You can't tell me you haven't been watching that, like, Carolina-Nashville series, even the highlights from it, and not been like, that seems like a lot of fun. Engvall has had some point-blank chances, and they've all been roughly at that level. Another great positional save. Look at the top of the blue page. Not to coach an NHL shooter, because Pierre Engvall is better at hockey than I will ever be. But if he goes, like if he goes like low, if he goes along the ice or wide on Carey Price, like I just wonder if you play long enough into a game and see enough shots from a certain player, if you just start to expect the same thing. And then it just does it throw you off. I realize we're talking about Pierre Engvall versus Carey Price. I know who I like in that matchup. Ooh, surprise Bogo didn't get a penalty there. But I don't know. I'm talking into a microphone, so I'm right. I think the Leafs are looking for a delay of game penalty. You're not going to get it there, boys. Yo-Yo, did you know that Matthews' goal was Marner's first 5-on-5 playoff point since 2019 Game 1 versus Boston? Now, that does not surprise me, and that's not me crapping on Marner. Because the last 5-on-5, we're talking 5 players versus 5 players. Not 6-on-5 with the goalie pulled, Not power play, not penalty kill, not any of that. The last 5-on-5 goal that was scored by a Toronto Maple Leaf in last year's playoffs, which was 5 games long, was in Game 3. It was Nick Robertson. It was the 3-0 goal. Then the Leafs blew it. Obviously, there's the heroic comeback in Game 3. Oh, Willie, you might be getting tripped in there. But none of those goals were 5-on-5, and obviously they get shut out in Game 5. So that's not necessarily a Marner's bad thing. It's the Leafs were very not good at scoring goals in the bubble thing. Yes, Marner's part of that. You're right. Yes, Marner's part of that. But it's not all him. God, I talk a lot. Makes me thirsty. No! There's Kermit the Frog there. You got 40 seconds here, boys. Just kill it. Yep. 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 Just get that dump. Everyone loves a good dump. Fellas, ladies, everyone. Everyone does it. There's a book. It's called Everyone Poops. I've never read it. I feel like I don't need to. Anyway, the Leafs have a chance to get another one here. Go into the third period with a 4-1 lead. Okay, maybe don't. Maybe don't. Maybe you don't need to. Maybe I'm going to shriek. Who threw that one over? I think that was a Leaf. Route 2666. Are the refs going to call an equalizer penalty on the Leafs soon? I mean, Hyman just trucked Kotkaniemi there. Willie, I thought, had a bit of a trip. Oh, God, that's nasty. Gee. I'd have to get another look. I don't think that's boarding, but I don't think it tickled. Where was I going with that? That was tough. And the Bogosian hold. I mean, they might look for it in the third. You know, refs like to meet up and all that, but in the last 5 minutes of this period alone, there have been a few where I worried that the Leafs were going to get called. And they can't quite win the faceoff back, and they will head to intermission with a 3-1 lead in Game 2. Toronto Maple Leafs over the Montreal Canadiens. So far, Rasmus Sandin getting his first Stanley Cup playoff goal. The Habs go to review it. Price getting dapped up. Way to go. Way to allow a bunch of goals there, bud. Sandin's goal was reviewed. It was ruled a goal. I'm sure it is a big debate topic in the chat. Big debate topic on hockey Twitter. Leaf fans, okay, you're not going to like this. This is going to make you very upset. As far as hockey Twitter goes, most Habs fans are pretty reasonable. I know. Maybe that's the opinion you get when you play Boston every year. But I got to imagine fans are like, I don't know about that challenge. Wasn't the best challenge, wasn't the worst. Obviously, the refs disagree with it. Usually, these days, with the new penalty rule, usually you see a successful challenge. So, looking at it, I didn't think it was goalie interference at all. But you never know, man. Like, it's just my instinct when it gets challenged to be like, okay, they're smarter now. They're more reserved with their challenges now. It's going to get overturned. And it didn't. It's a wonderful thing. Matthews getting one after Hall uncorked his shot. So much has happened since that happened. And I cannot believe I was in the middle of a rant about how Justin Hall does not shoot. and he gets a primary assist because he shot it and Matthews got the rebound. Hey, you want bread, you go to the store. You want a goal, you go to the net. And the Leafs have been doing that tonight. Lauren Brown, will you and Mrs. Dangle let Leo play hockey if he wants to? Of course. Of course. Now, there's all the things you worry about as a parent. I mean, he's not even walking yet. So we are literally in that territory where you got to crawl before you can run. Whoever said that, I don't think ever had a kid. Because the speed at which this child crawls, you would think he could run. I know the dangers of hockey. I've told this story before, but there's a guy representing Team Canada right now, Michael Bunting. He's a nope, he's not. He's a Arizona Coyotes draft pick. He played Double-A for a while. He's a great story. And back when Kyle Dubas used to answer my calls, when he was the GM of the Sioux Greyhounds, I texted him ahead of I think it was the 2014 draft, and he gave me 2 prospects to speak to for an interview for a blog I was writing for at the time. One was Jared McCann, who has turned out very good, and Michael Bunting was the other. Now, Bunting is a great story. He played AA for a long time, but he couldn't afford to play AAA. Finally, one day, his parents go, okay, we'll do it. We'll put you in AAA. We'll bite the bullet and we'll put you in. So he happens to have a very good game, and a guy by the name of Kyle Dubas happened to be there scouting him. So what happens? He recruits him to play for the Greyhounds. He plays 1 season in the OHL. It was interrupted by an injury, but teams saw enough to use, I think it was a 4th or a 5th round pick on him. And I tell you that story because I wrote that thoughtful piece on what a great story Michael Bunting is. And he's playing NHL games, and now he's playing for Team Canada. But when I wrote that blog and it came out, I got an angry text from my aunt, and I didn't know why. And so I was like, what did I do? I don't understand. And apparently Michael Bunting put my cousin out of hockey. So me and my family, we know about the dangers of hockey. I mean, if you know anyone who played at a high level, you know the dangers of it. You know someone who said, yep, I kept playing until I ran into concussion issues, or I kept playing and my knee went out, or I kept playing and I needed this or that or that. But I think that's a little aggressive considering he turned 11 months old today. If he wants to play like Timbits, we're not going to stop him. I have bad news for you, though, hockey fans. I think this is going to be a soccer kid. Yeah. My wife's family's from Scotland. Her brother played semi-pro over there. Ross County. Yeah, it might be a soccer kid. Well, okay. There's my father-in-law who can actually teach him soccer, and there's me who makes videos. But you tell me to get on the ice, I can't teach you a whole lot. Soccer might win. I don't know. But he will try hockey. Definitely. For as long as he wants. K-Dog, if Engvall makes this 4-1, do we still win this game? Man, that is 2 curses going up against each other. The Leafs being up 4-1 in a playoff game and Pierre Engvall scoring. I will say this. The Pierre Engvall curse has been broken. There was this ridiculous curse. It was at least 6 or 7 goals long earlier this season, dating back to last year, that if the Leafs are playing a game and Pierre Engvall scores, they will lose that game. For example, he scored a goal against David Ayres that ended up giving David Ayres the win. And the streak continued before that. I don't remember what game it was this season, but he finally scored a goal and the Leafs actually won it. And it was their first win with Engvall scoring a goal since like January 2020. It was a ridiculous amount of games and a ridiculous amount of games where he actually scored. Shut up. They're going to win. Habs fans in the chat saying the Leafs have the refs in their pocket as usual. Ah, yes. The Toronto Maple Leafs, who have had such a disproportionate amount of success over the last half century plus. The league is in their pocket. The officials are in their pocket. That explains why they have all these cups over the last 5.5 decades and why they haven't won a playoff series since 2004. Give your blue Blanc et Rouge head a shake, sir or madam. How dare you? Don't you go winding me up. Oh, hey, I want to go for a break. But before I go for a break, I want to play a game. And it's called Is Steve Wearing Pants? Producer Steph, you are a legend. You knew. Is Steve wearing pants? Chat, I'm going to give you 20 seconds. What do you think I'm wearing? Swim pants, jeans and a belt again, like a lunatic, shorts, underwear, a kilt, sweats, a bikini, a Speedo. What's it going to be? 10, 9, 8, 7. Maybe I'm naked. We're at 4, 3, 2, 1. I'm going to leave the screen. I'm going to make you wait. Sweatpants. You like that? It says Dangle Navy on them. They're really cool. I like them. I wear my own pants when I do chats. So there's the answer. Shout out to my trainer, Chad. Booty gains. I have a bad back, so got to strengthen that glute med. We're talking bridges. We're talking, what are we talking? We're talking bands. Got to use those bands. The light one, the heavy one. Booty gains all day. So, thank you, everybody, for playing. Is Steve, what kind of pants is Steve wearing? I didn't see what the graphic said. I did, but there's a lot going on. Thank you for playing that game. We'll be right back. I'm going to go upstairs and do things, and we'll be back for the third period of Watch a Leaf Game with Steve Dangle as we watch Game 2 against the Montreal Canadiens, which the Leafs are winning 3-1. See you in a minute.
Welcome back to Watch a Leaf Game. This is Steve Dangle. We're going to be watching Game 2 against the Montreal Canadiens, which the Leafs are winning 3-1. See you in a minute.
3-1.
Welcome me back, because I'm the one who left. You were watching a Leaf game with Steve Dangle. What an action-packed second period. Justin Hall just uncorking it, like I always said he would. Using that shot, Matthews getting the rebound. Sandin shot through traffic on the power play, getting a power play goal. That's got to be an absolute bolt of lightning to the Leafs' confidence, even though they had a power play immediately after and they didn't do anything with it. But the power play has looked dangerous every time it's been on the ice. The team has been generating opportunities and situations to draw penalties. 5-on-5. They've been making the front of the Montreal Canadiens net a decently miserable place to be. They're doing a much, much better job offensively, and this is much, much closer to the Toronto Maple Leafs team that we came to know during this regular season, where they finished first place in the Canadian division, where they beat the Montreal Canadiens by a pretty wide margin. I believe they had, 12 more wins? The Flames had 2 more wins than the Habs this season. I know overtime in the shootout is a thing. But the Leafs, I didn't actually think looked as terrible as a lot of hockey Twitter was making them out to be. And how do I get rewarded for it? Dubas's grandma yells at me on Twitter for not being optimistic enough. She's not the only person who yelled at me on Twitter today. It's okay. Sometimes you get yelled at. It's okay. It's okay. It's how you come back from it. You know? You got to figure out, who's irrelevant. Who's even chirping me? You're irrelevant. And then you find out it's Kyle Dubas's grandma, and you're like, oh, that's okay. That's pretty relevant. But you just roll with it. I think it was a misunderstanding. Grandma Doobie, we're on the same side. We're both cheering for Kyle and the Toronto Maple Leafs. So is everyone in the chat. They all told me personally. Yes. Yep. All the Leaf fans, the Habs fans are cheering for the Leafs for some reason. And there's a couple lost like Flyers and like a Ducks fan. Ducks fan hasn't had a lot to cheer for this year. You get it. And that Ducks fan is named Bruce. It's Bruce Boudreau. Bruce, join the Leafs in some role. Oh, might as well start the third period. Are we going to get a trip to start? No, we are not. You got to know if the next penalty goes to Montreal, there will be upset people. Third period. Leafs nearly doubling up the Habs in shots. But the way hockey works, that just does not last. Oh, I thought Matthews might get a call there. What a pass. That's a good keep by Gauch. Short shifts. Score effects are, listen, it might not be early in the third, but at some point not too long from now, the Montreal Canadiens are going to roar back in the shot column. It's just how hockey works. It's just how sports work. The losing team seems to find a way, and they generate offense. I don't know if it applies to baseball, because baseball is weird on purpose. It's a sport that is very proud of how weird it is, and it does not care that you think it's weird. Hockey and basketball, like if you tell them they're weird, they go, why? Let me try to fix that. Let me do something different. We need more mass appeal here. Baseball just says, F you. We are perfectly content with keeping this game the same way it has been since 1908. I just picked a year. Man, I want to play Red Dead Redemption when this is done. I shouldn't do that. I should go to bed. But have you ever tried just lying in bed after a Leaf game? That didn't work. I'm either too amped up that they won, but I usually get to sleep faster because I'm at peace. Or I'm swearing at the ceiling until about 2 or 3. Quarter to 3.
Knocked down at center by Engvall. Now he'll turn it back for.
Oh wow! I'm wearing thick headphones, and I can hear fireworks outside. So if this stream abruptly ends, it's because the neighbor went a little too squirrely and a power line went down because of a Roman candle or something more nefarious. It's a bit of a difficult situation, but the Leafs get out of it. Grumpy old men line on the ice. Wayne, I don't like your odds of not getting a penalty there, bud. Keep it cool. Keep it chill. Okay, so he got a shot there, and he's on the ice, so I'm afraid to say it. But we've been talking about how good the Leafs have looked this game. And by we, I mean me. But Josh Anderson, who was an absolute animal in Game 1, the best player on either team, has not been nearly as noticeable. He's not been nearly as involved as he was in Game 1. That dude all night, absolutely all night.
Quickly with the force moving down on him, and now it's played back into the Montreal zone, and Price sweeps it away from Hyman. Edmondson ahead, and now Tatar. Here's Gallagher.
Habs enter the zone. Justin Hall, slap shot from your own end. Do it. Uncork it. Like you said you would. It worked last time. I'm hoping you're not going to see a single Leaf defenseman pinch for the rest of the game. There's something about that camera reveal. That has been a big difference with the Leafs this year. When the Leafs turn it over, trying to generate offense, and the camera pans back, there's two guys. Sorry, two defenders. Last year it was two guys, but one of them was a goalie. It was a problem. This year it's a little different. Rudy says, thoughts on Kotkaniemi as a player? I mean, he just seems unlucky. Like, he tries hard. He's got finesse. He's got the skill. And the numbers just weren't there for him this year. I was reading hockey Twitter briefly when I went on break there. He's got the best numbers on the Habs tonight, but the least amount of ice time. So that's an interesting debate. He's got the best results. He's got a goal. He's got the best scoring chances and all that. And you look at that and you go, well, the coach is dumb for not playing him. Well, maybe the coach is using him to the best of his ability, right? Maybe that's a sign that the coach is optimizing this young player who he's sheltering. That being said, the guy's got your only goal. Oh, boy, almost for Kerfoot. Engvall's had a very good game. Kotkaniemi's got your only goal and you're down 2 in the third period. If you're worried about him defensively, I mean, at some point in the third, we're about 4.5 minutes in. I think they're offside. I think you're offside. Oh, well. At some point during the third period, the Habs are going to have to get over that. And they're going to have to throw out the kid. He's going to be a good player. Like, all the young guys... I don't like this situation. All the young players for the Habs who were scratched in Game 1 are going to be good. And are good. Hoffield's good. Romanov's good. Kotkaniemi's good. They're all good. It's just a matter of what they're going to be. Is that my dog? I think my dog is at the door. Iggy. Everyone say hi to Iggy. Or is he off camera? He's afraid of the fireworks. There's his tail. Yeah, he can. Sorry, that's my wife. She's like, can he go in there with you? It's okay, I'm only talking to thousands of people. Don't worry about it. Love you. Okay. Iggy, you stay in here. There's no Roman candles in here. There's no fireworks. You be the victory puppy. You be the good luck charm. I'll give you butt scritches. Hey, bud. It's okay. Just working. Just working. 16-30 the shots. I believe the Habs started this period with 14, giving them 2 in about 6 minutes. And again, it's going to ramp up. Depending on how the Leafs play D. You know, John Tavares doesn't get enough credit for anything. Because he's on a team with Austin Matthews. Good save by Campbell. He doesn't get enough credit. Come here, bud. He doesn't get enough credit for his commitment to defense this season. And, I mean, you're seeing it tonight. Not his absence necessarily. But the team's the team's dedication to defense. Can you hear? Dog cam. Hi, Iggy. What do you think of the game? He's very upset about the fireworks. I won't make him be on camera in his time of need. He's having a tough time right now. He's having a beast. What do we got? So that was Rudy. Thoughts on Kotkaniemi. Oh yeah, and by the way, guys, we're gonna be back every single game. You know that, right? So this is game 2. We did game 1. That means we at least got to do 3, 4, and 5. And then who knows? Who knows from there? I don't know what Mortal Kombat voice that was. Ross, thoughts on the Caps' performance versus the Bruins? I tell you what, the Washington Capitals in 2018, when they won the Stanley Cup, they shook their reputation as playoff chokers. And if they have as good of a season as they did and get taken out in like 5, 6 by the Bruins, and the way that they're doing it, you really got to look. The Capitals are a fascinating team. You can't rebuild with Alex Ovechkin. Every year you have Alex Ovechkin is a go for a year. And you got Oshie, and you got Backstrom. There's a bunch of players on that team who are older. I mean, Zdeno Chara, for God. You would think he's done after the season. He might not be. But they have all these older players who have proven they're good, despite their age. But at some point, the sun is going to set on this team. And after how horrendous they were in the bubble, awful, they were the only team accused of not even trying, right? There was that article about, they just came for the pool, basically. I mean, there are better things to do in Toronto, let me tell you that. Maybe not back in last summer. We're back with the game, by the way. You can't rebuild, but I would think they're going to look at some rather big changes. They have some, I don't know what happened there. They have some good young talent. And this is a chance. This is a chance right here. Oh, what a play by Hyman. Get in. That has to be in. That's the third time this game that's got to be a goal. The Leafs should be up 46-0. 46-1. Over dramatic. You believe my dog is afraid of fireworks, but not this? That's at least the third time this game. Price has been, that's interference. Yep. That's at least the third time this game. Price has been completely down and out of his net. That's a shame. Well, tell you what, just don't score on your own net. How about that? Don't get a too many men penalty either. Okay, just give it to them. You make me nervous. I don't like this. Get away!
A good offensive shift, a couple of good scoring chances by the Matthews line and Hyman, and Kerfoot's line jumps over and follows it up.
Actually, you know what? It's funny. So the Leafs get a power play here. That was sort of like a penalty kill. Even though they almost scored on themselves, they just killed like a solid 20 seconds of the game. That's not nothing. Oh, what took Price so long to get it? Oh, he was going for the stick. Sherratt gave him the stick. Isn't that illegal? It shouldn't be under any circumstance. But he played it with his hand. No, that's still just a hand pass. It's the interference on Engvall. Oh, who was that with the nasty shot after too? Oh, that was nasty. They deserve to be on the penalty kill right now. I know it's the playoffs and you're never going to call both. Yo, okay, you can't tell me this Leafs power play doesn't look different. 1 for 4. That's nothing special. They do get 1. It's special for the Leafs recently, but 8 shots. And the amount of shot attempts, I would love to know. It's got to be like 15, 20. They have been sniffing tonight. Real good. Lots of dangerous time in the slot. Lots of traffic in front. Ooh, big bump on Jumbo.
Works it loose for Matthews to the line. Marner's up top. Looking and watching Sandin.
Rasmus coming off the point. You don't see him do that too often. Gotta get back in support. Yeah, you're about to lose the zone, and you lost the zone. Toronto Maple refs comments. Again, you need to knock it off. What in, oh God. even if that's interference, which it's not. Really good play from Sandin there. Oh, very lucky to not get a penalty there. Toronto Maple refs. Oh! Hey! Got it! I thought Price made the save of the century, and now the Leafs are up 4-1 in the third period. What could go?
Well, 4 of the 5 guys on the ice had made the change, and the only guy left from that first power play was Matthews. You saw in game 1, Matthews.
Did Matthews hit the post there? Watch, they're going to review this, and it's going to be a Matthews goal instead of Nylander.
Another shot that goes off the post, but right to William Nylander. Just a hard deflection, and look at the response.
Boy, Price is all over the place this game, eh? I tell you what, the Leafs look totally different tonight, but the Habs really, really not looking the same at all. Taking a ton of penalties, too. That's 2 power play goals for the Leafs. When was the last time the Leafs got 2 power play goals in a game without giving up a shorty? Now 11 minutes to go. The Leafs are up 3 goals. Come on, guys. Stop making 4-1 jokes. When was the last time the Leafs gave up a 3-goal lead in the playoffs? What's that? Last year? Ruh-oh, Raggy. But again, this team's different. Built different. Crack an egg on your bicep. I mean, the Leafs have been doing a great job in front of both nets. They were way too engaged with the perimeter last game. And now they're just in front of both nets all night long. 10:21 to go. Hell yeah. Hacko, Dangle, what would the Leafs have to do for you to stop cheering for them? I mean, my brother-in-law just texted me, Price is looking like boo. Sorry, yeah, I got very distracted by that. What would it take for me to stop cheering for the Leafs? I mean, Jesus, they lost to one of their own employees last year. So, maybe nothing? I'm not, man, if that didn't do it, I don't know what it's going to take. That's a good battle from Engvall. He's looked very good tonight. I mean, the big guys need to step up, and they have. They've stepped up in a big way on the score sheet. But the role players, Galchenyuk, who I really haven't seen a ton of tonight, but like Engvall, the guys just fighting to get in the lineup, you need it from everybody. There can't be any soft spots. And like Tavares obviously makes you stronger. Way stronger. It makes your team stronger. But there are no soft spots on this team. Ooh, Habs getting a nice little chance here, though. Almost end the fire drill. Get it out! Doing a good job clogging the slot. There's no way Campbell can see a thing. It's a lot of blue. But you'd rather it be blue than white, though. And that's going to be ice. But again, you just killed about a minute. From the last time update, you just killed, I think, 1 minute and 4. 9:17 to go in the game. Whoa, that's not where the net is, Shea. Shea does not need to be told to uncork it. Ooh, who did that hit? Was that Brody? That looked tough. Speaking of tough, oh, the Leafs, they have no toughness. They're leading in block shots. High stick, high stick. How many seconds did that kill? 6? Okay, that's some. It's more than 0. Oh, that's a great shot. Hey, Willie. Love ya. I agree with the celebration. I am also celebrating. I am partying. Are you partying? Ladies and gentlemen, watch a Leaf game with Steve Dangle, hoping for a win for the first time. Please. Please! I said 5-2 off the top. I would like it to be 5-1. I will certainly settle for 4-1. I'll settle for 3-1. You can take one of the goals back if it means the Leafs win. Okay? Okay? That's the deal I'm making with you, NHL. Why am I making Robert De Niro face? It's because I have moles. That's why. Nope, wrong side. The camera. Screwing me up. Jim 212. How many games did the Leafs steal in Montreal? Well, I assume you simply mean win rather than win games they didn't deserve to. So the Habs stole one in Toronto. I don't think home ice means as much this year as it did in previous years. Although you see, good teams had great road records and bad teams had bad road records. They at least come away with the split. I'm not wavering. They're winning this series. They're winning it. Without Tavares and all. They're winning this series. I think they at least come away from Montreal with the split. But like you said, I would really like to avoid that building with people. Would really like to avoid that. Jordan, do you miss Scarborough? What an odd question. I like that. You know what? Before I talk about Scarborough, let me go to bat for Oshawa. People badmouth this place. It is awesome. First of all, you're minutes away from the sticks. You're minutes away from like farmers markets and like gorgeous. It's gorgeous in the fall. Lots of open space. Lots of places to have fun in the summer outside. And it's like young. It's like getting younger. There's like hipster coffee shops because of the university and everything. Yo, lots of places to skate. I cannot believe how many pads of ice are in Oshawa. It's great. And like Iroquois is just down the road in Whitby. There's at least 4 pads of ice there, maybe even 6. I love it here. But do I miss Scarborough? Yeah, because it's home. You always miss home. But I can't complain because I moved half an hour away from where I grew up. My wife grew up in Aberdeen, Scotland. So not the same. Not the same. The adversity we have faced. She moved to a different country at 11. Or was it 9? Doesn't matter. You don't care. 11. I moved out of my parents' house at 26. It's not the same. Yeah. Just slow and steady. I gotta tell you, I've liked how boring the Leafs have been this season, defensively. Chip it out, all that stuff. And this is where the Leafs, well, they just gave it away there. But this, situations like that with the top line, you know, I want them to shoot it. They've been doing a good job clogging the front of the net, getting shots through traffic. But this is a great opportunity with that top line out there, especially, to kill time with your offense. And they sort of did it there. The pass, the cross-ice pass that got intercepted didn't allow them to do it for very long. But they got a few seconds out of it. You're definitely offside right now. There's no way the Leafs aren't offside. If they score here, it's going to get called back. Am I the only one seeing this? Kerfoot was offside by at least a foot. Am I the only one seeing this? This offside reviews have ruined the way I watch. Because I'm like, don't score here. It's not going to count. Okay, well, now they're out anyway. Zach, go behind. That works as well. Ah, the beard pairing. Okay, Kerf. That was onside. Now get off for the grumpy old men line. With their powers combined, they're super old. Is this line 100? Oh, they're well over 100. I don't know the math. But 40 plus 30 plus 30. There's math. Come on, Spets. 6:40 to go. Vicky, what was the hardest game you ever had to react to? Last game was pretty tough. The Tavares thing, I didn't know what to say. I don't remember if... Oh, the Habs pulled their goal. What? Vicky, that's going to have to wait a sec. The Habs have an empty net right now. Is there a penalty coming? Apparently not. What? Is this a goal? No, it's not. It's not going to make it. It would have been, though. Ooh, wow. Over 6 minutes to go. The Montreal Canadiens pull Carey Price. That's a great intercept, though. That was about to be dangerous. Uh-oh. That's a good keep. Uh-oh. What in the world? Who was it that pulled the goalie with 11 minutes to go the other day? Yeah, you settle that down and you get it out, and hopefully it's not icing, and it's icing.
Going to be icing Toronto.
What is this all about? Vicky, the hardest game I've had to cover. There was the game. Like, did Price just decide to do that or what? Last game was very difficult. The last game of the season is always terrible. Like, I always end up crying because I miss doing the videos. I really enjoy it. There's another icing. Like, I enjoy being with you. You know, it means a lot to me. You mean a lot to me. You know, the Leafs, they're great. They're cool. They're fun. But I miss talking hockey with people once it's over. You know, and even, I mean, I can still talk about hockey once there's no more Leaf games, but it's the LFR videos, the ones I do after every game. That's what I do. Yeah. Without getting too dark, those ones. There have been some other challenging ones, but I don't want to talk about that right now. Because there's 5.5 minutes to go in a game the Leafs are winning. He didn't close his hand on that puck. They're pulling Price again. What is going on? Oh, Florida did it today, producer Drew said. They pulled the goalie with 11 minutes to go. Oh, come on, Mitch. Come on, is that Zach? Come on, Zach. He didn't know where the puck was. He had to guess where it was midair, like my dog when I'm playing catch, who was asleep on the ground behind me, by the way. Less than 5 minutes to go. Montreal Canadiens with an empty net. The Leafs have had several opportunities to fill it. You're noticing Josh Anderson more and more, by the way, as this game goes. At least I am. Come on, Mickey. Come on, Mickey. Come on, Mickey. Is that in? Oh! It's not ice, though. Kill some time. Keep that in. Just ring it around. And that kills like another 5. Oh, my God. When you don't have the lead, this is so little time. But when you have a 3-goal lead, this is an eternity. That's what the Leafs of the last 3 years have done to my brain. They've made no lead safe. Oh, what a move by Anderson. Oh, oh, they're so lucky that puck hopped. Habs are sniffing, but the Leafs, no real bend even. I was going to say bending, not breaking, but no real bend that I've seen so far. Cause for Effects says, if there was no Panini, where would you be watching this game? Oh, still at home. It's my favorite place to watch. Oh, I guess it's in Toronto, so I do have the option of going. I've paid to go to a Leaf playoff game, I think, once. I think game... No, I really got to think. No, maybe twice. I think I did game 3 and 6 against Washington. But all the other ones, I think I was just like there for like a brand or for Sportsnet or something. I like watching games at home. Okay, so I could get a press pass, right? Like if I ask Sportsnet, I made enough of a stink about it. I go, I work here. They go, oh, yeah, I guess you're right. I could get a press pass as long as I promise to not wear a jersey and cheer in the press box. But I want to wear a jersey and cheer. I want to at very least cheer. I like putting my feet up. Generally, the person in front of you has a problem with that. When I was a kid, I got to go to one Leaf game a year, maybe. So it was a treat. It was the event of the season. It was all I wanted every Christmas was Leafs tickets. All I wanted. So I like that Leafs games are still a treat. Does that make sense? I would still probably be watching it here. Maybe not in this specific room. Maybe out there in the main basement on the television. But I would definitely, I would more than likely be watching it from home still. But there would be people here, like friends and stuff. I'd be like, do you like beer? They'd be like, oh, I do. Natalie, are you sitting on a chair with legs? Well, I have them, but the chair does not. Do a chair reveal, says producer Drew. After. I'm in a time of need right now. The Leafs are defending a lead in a playoff game, and I need you to Be patient with me. We're under 4. Corey Perry's out there, just in case you wondered what the game plan was. They are going to crash that net. Get it out! Yes, Zach. Empty net. That's your thing. It's what you do. It's what you do. No! You didn't do it there. How was that only like 15 seconds since the last time I updated you? They're offside! They're offside! Come on. That should go down the ice.
And now a message from the Chevrolet.
You knew you were offside and you went and hit the guy anyway?
Congratulations to our Chevrolet
Kind of
Good Deeds
dumb.
Cup champions and all the great ideas from across the nation this season.
What's everyone's pressure points right now? You doing the ears to calm down?
Price back into the net.
Did the puck go down the ice? Yes, it did. As it should. This is dumb. You knew you were offside. Muzzin knew you were offside. That's good enough. Price is back in the net now.
Riley plays it deep. Edmondson.
So every little thing helps. Every little thing kills a little bit more time. That little play there, how many seconds does that kill? 6, 7, 8?
Start the breakout for the Canadiens. As
Every little thing. Now Price has to leave again.
goes back to the bench for the
It's
Edmonton.
unreal how long the Habs have been at it, though. There's still over 3 minutes to go in this game.
It's gonna take
Is this
Montreal
ice?
all the way back into their own
That
zone.
is ice.
That Sherratt was already on that right wing, but Sherratt
No,
was
it's
a little late
no, it is not.
there and
Again, I can't hear.
start all over.
All I see is the Leafs throw it down the ice. I'm like, that's icing. Oh, what a bounce! I can't believe he didn't get the shot off earlier. I thought he had Campbell there. How do you prepare for a bounce like that in front? That was a great play. I think it was Anderson there. That was a great play. Okay, that's icing.
Chances
Ooh.
coming back and forth. Here's another play in the neutral
What happened
zone, the
here?
long flip and knock it right out of
Oh, no, it
mid-air.
wasn't
Stahl
Anderson.
puts
Who's
it
that?
into the
Stahl.
feet, so that little bit of a transition from foot to
Oh.
stick gave Riley a chance to get down and took Anderson out of the scoring lane there. and
He knows.
far to the left.
2:44.
Couple shots on goal for
In my head,
who was so prominent in
I'm acting like the Leafs are up by 1. 2:44. I think it would do so much for them mentally. So much for their confidence if they were able to hold them at 1. Yo, I know I said the Leafs would win this game 5-2. I'll be wrong. I'll sacrifice it. I'm cool. Man, Sheldon Keefe with the net empty had the grumpy old men line out there. That is a confident coach. That is a coach who believes in his team.
Here's Suzuki sending it back in.
And I mean, also,
Not thinking about
like,
taking a shot at the open net.
maybe 2 of those guys are going to end up in the Hall of Fame, and the other's still pretty good.
Pressure went the other way.
I know they're older, but it doesn't.
When Marty
Older does not mean garbage.
the Montreal Canadiens in a playoff game.
Mitch can't clear the zone. I don't know who that was, but they did. And just ice it again. Bore them to death. Somehow there's still just under 2 minutes to go in this
The one thing about
hockey
playoff
game.
time is you gotta try to
Please
do
end
what
it.
you did all through the regular season.
Matthews has been killer on the draws, by the way. I don't know what he is right now. Maybe that'll come up in the graphic.
Things happen. A disappointing
But when I
game
checked
one,
at second intermission, I believe he was 12-2
able to do here
in the face-off dot. That is absolutely unbelievable.
in
Up!
game 2 of the playoffs this last year in the bubble and comes here again with a pair of assists to go with
See,
it.
the Habs don't want them to ice it
Didn't see there was that he is now 16-4.
because the Leafs have been so good in the face-off dot.
Yeah, how about Nick Foligno as well?
They don't
He
wanna
was
have to go through the whole
strong in
thing.
his first foray back at center ice.
That shot rejected.
Where is it?
Deflecting
Okay. Whew.
over the glass and out of play. Down to
Am I the only one who, when I can't find the puck, I look immediately into the net? I'm always worst case Ontario. Nick, do you actually think they could blow this? Nick!
Start tomorrow in Winnipeg, the Jets taking 2 in Edmonton. Including that Paul
Producer Drew, how dare you send that to my phone?
goal.
Nick, how dare you type that into the chat?
Rough finish to the
No, I
regular
don't.
season.
No, I don't.
With an empty net, and he will
No, I don't!
and 15
Alexander Kerfoot, number 1-5, makes it 1-5 for the Toronto Maple Leafs. Woo. How close am I, by the way? Don't score, Montreal. Don't score. How dare you?
Leafs
Don't.
haven't been
Don't.
able to find the back of
But
it.
with
This
1, 2,
time,
3
patience in the middle and
left to
Kerfoot
go
finds
in Game 2,
when they've
the
had
Leafs,
three. Kerfoot
without
comes
their
in for the
captain,
face-off to
inspiring game. Going down 1-0 early, storming back, winning the game convincingly. Much better offensive performance, way better defensive performance, even though their game 1 wasn't even bad. I kept telling everyone, like, I know the adrenaline's pumping and you hate that they lose game 1, and everyone said, Leafs are going to win this series, but Habs win game 1. Oh, it's going to be hard. And then they lose game 1. Oh no, it's going to be hard. It's the playoffs. It's always hard. The Leafs are the better team here, and as long as they play like it, they're going to win this series, folks. At very least, they're going to win this game. It's no insult to the Montreal Canadiens. Canadiens are great. There are no bad teams in the Stanley Cup playoffs. I know you're in the middle of typing one right now, but there aren't. There are no bad teams. What about the Oilers? I said there are no bad teams in the Stanley Cup playoff. Oh! That was nasty on Engvall. Who was that? Byron? Well, 28.6. You know what line's going on the ice next. That was gutless. I didn't like that hit at all. I mean, you know exactly what line's going out there to finish the game. I hate this stuff after the whistles, man, in the playoffs. You really got to get this under control. It can't just be free reign. You know what I mean? It can't just be anarchy. And it is after every whistle. I know you can't have half the bench in the penalty box, but like this is the one thing that ramps up every playoffs. Oh, Engvall hit him before, but like, I mean, it wasn't in the numbers. You know what I mean? That should at very least be a Leafs power play to end the game. And it should be Spezza. It should be Thornton. No, it shouldn't be Spezza. Who should it be? Thornton, Simmons, and Foligno. That's right in the numbers, man. I don't think it's suspension worthy, but he should get a penalty. And, he's not going to get a suspension, but he should maybe get something for it. Because you can't just be doing these things at the end of the game, because it's the end of the game. Cross-checking. So arbitrary, man. I mean, sure, call it whatever you want. So Nick, to answer your question, do I think they could blow this? No. Oh! Simmons going straight at Sherratt. Yeah, here we go. I mean, Simmons slashed Edmondson something fierce there. Look at his face! Listen, that's a no-no. You can't be slashing guys. But if it's lawless out there, go out and get your pound of flesh, I guess.
All this at the end.
This is what happens when you allow a game to get out of hand. Oh, he fake punched him. Yeah, Sherratt's been waiting for this all game.
Went at it earlier this season, and even on the power play.
Well, you got bubble gum in your gloves there, boys.
I mean, now it's
show the face.
Except it's all retaliation, but right off the draw,
show the face. Oh. Yeah, he's going to the dressing room for sure. Leafs probably shouldn't be on the power play anymore. I mean, he slashed that man very hard. If I'm Ducharme, Corey Perry's 100% ending this game. Like, look at this. Look at this. What is this crap? The refs should have the ability to just end the game. Because this happens every playoff game where there's a multi-goal lead with less than a minute to go. Well, maybe not less than a minute, less than 30 seconds. It's just anarchy out there. Why is Shea Weber still on the ice? Get off. Exactly. Get off.
In the first period, remember this. Apparently Simmons did.
I mean, listen, Simmons isn't in the game anymore. So who's the next guy? Who's next? Who's the next guy?
Try and get the pass.
Who's going to slash next?
19.6 done.
Yeah, Bogosian's a winger now, eh? Look at the size of the Leafs on the ice right now. They got Bogosian, Thornton, Hall, who I think has been in a fight this season. Spezza, who is underratedly huge. I didn't see the other guy. It doesn't matter. The Toronto Maple Leafs, even the series. 1-1 series right now. Jack Campbell, his first NHL Stanley Cup playoff win. It is a thing of absolute beauty. The Leafs beat the Montreal Canadiens 5-1. If you're Montreal, you got to feel, not good about that game. But you did split the 2 games in Toronto, which, as the 4 seed, as the team that does not have home ice advantage, you got to be feeling good about that. Now they do. So the series is tied, but the Habs get to go to Montreal for a pair of games. It's home ice advantage. The one wrinkle in all this is it is actually back-to-back games, game 3 and 4, I believe. If I'm not mistaken, it is Monday the 24th and then Tuesday the 25th. Yep, you got game 3 right there Monday on the graphic, and then, and that's my face. Hey. It's a different experience, folks. Oh, you know what? Okay, so producer Drew, show us your chair. Show us your chair. You want the chair? Before the chair, you're going to get the dog. Hey, Iggy. You like that? That's my first Leafs jersey that I wore in my first season of LFR. Woo! I'm a grown man. I'll get listen, grown men have chairs with their YouTube names on them. All right? How dare you? And that was back when my number was 10. I switched it this year. Number 20 for Mr. George Armstrong, who he passed earlier this year, but his number is 10, and it's retired. No Leaf can wear 10. Why am I wearing 10? I used to be able to wear it. Then they retired him in, I think it was 2016. So I got rid of it. Number 20. And then Riley Nash took it. Son of a gun. That's why he didn't play game 2. You stole Steve's number. He's pissed. You're not allowed anymore. Let's get to maybe a question or two more before we wrap this up. By the way, before you leave, click like, click subscribe, tell all your friends, accost them, straight up accost them if they did not see this game. Say they must see game 3 and 4 and 5 and potentially 6 and 7 here on the Sportsnet YouTube channel. Click like, click subscribe. Fantasize punching me in the face. Do whatever you got to do. From Drax. Do you think refs should be able to just call the game? Yeah. It's a bit of a loaded question there, Drax. Listen, there were some plays that I was a little surprised the refs didn't call on the Leafs in this game. Some. Most of it was pretty ticky-tack. We're talking like maybe a tiny hold. There was some tripping is allowed. It's like if you were, I don't know. I don't know how to describe the flavor of it, but you know it when you see it. Nylander had one in this game. But like the penalties they called, first of all, if we're going to complain about the officiating, the first penalty of the game on Zach Hyman, what the hell was that? It wasn't holding. But okay. It wasn't even the Leafs' worst hold of the game, and he got called for it. Okay. Key part of the penalty kill. But the Habs were pretty egregious. Gallagher cross-checked a guy in the head. Kotkaniemi broke his stick on a guy. When you hit a guy in the head with your stick, when you cross-check or slash a guy so hard that your stick breaks, I know refs like to let them play, but there are certain situations where you take the call out of the ref's hand. You take it out of their hands. Puck over the glass is definitely one. That happened last game, and that was the Leafs' fault. I'm sorry, you break a stick over a guy, it's a penalty. And you might be going, well, Austin Matthews earlier this season, I think it was on Ben Chirot. Yeah, I agree, but like, dude, that was months ago. What? Generally speaking, you should be called if you cross-check a guy and your stick breaks. Oh, Drax said you meant like blow the game dead at the Interesting. So you basically mean what I said, which is like, okay, what you saw was ridiculous, right? It's 5-1. And what happened? There was a board. Well, it was officially a cross-check on Engvall. That could have gone really bad. Simmons with a slash that led to a scrum that could have been a fight. Really bad. Weber with the slash. Really bad. That all happened within about 10 seconds of actual gameplay in a game where the Habs weren't interested in coming back. When they were pulling Price with 6 minutes to go, sure. With 30 seconds to go and you're down 4, no. So all that time is allotted for is for the losing team to take their pound of flesh. That's a tough one. You shouldn't be able to do it with a certain amount of time left. But I think if it's under 30 seconds, and we're talking 4 goals, like you should make it so that it's ridiculous. If it's 3 goals even, you don't allow it. But if it's 4 goals, come on. It's just lawless time. Ooh, who are your 3 stars of the game from Marcus? Lots of Leafs were really good, obviously. Campbell was very good. I'm giggling because I was like, well, how about Justin Hall for uncorking it? So in terms of this chat, I think I'm going to give one to Justin Hall. Justin Hall's got to get one for uncorking it, leading to the Matthews goal. I mean, Matthews was great in this one. I'll probably give him first star. I think I'll give Hall third. I know I'm doing this in a weird order. I want to give Rasmus Sandin number 2. I thought he was real good. Real good. And he obviously made the Leafs power play look good. And the Leafs power play was... How many games this season? Sorry, how many games since the beginning of April, mid-March? Even the ones where the Leafs scored a power play goal. How many games since then can you say the power play looked good tonight? Not the results were there. Goals are easy. Goals are easy to look at and go, that's good. No. How many games since mid-March can you say the power play was straight up good? This power play was straight up good. And Sandin was a huge part of it. Farrell, does Anderson start game 3 or 4 because of the back-to-back? I don't think so. Jack Campbell has allowed 3 goals through 6 periods. You have a goalie who allows half a goal a period, you're going to win more hockey games than you lose. It's the playoffs. It's a different beast. They did give him the maintenance day after game 1. But I got to think part of that is they plan on playing him in 3 and 4. This isn't anything against Freddie Anderson. It's Jack Campbell's the starter. What was he, 7-2-2? Or 17-2-2? Or 17-2-3? 17-3-2? He had 17 wins in 21 or 22 games this season. This dude's the starter. I don't think you play Freddie Anderson. I don't think you play a goaltender who is not Jack Campbell. Unless you absolutely have to. You see the Florida Panthers going back and forth and back and forth. They have to. The Leafs don't. Not right now. And if Anderson has to play, so be it. He's been their starter for 5 years. All right. We're going to wrap it up there. Everybody, thank you so much for watching Watch a Leafs Game with Steve Dangle. For Leafs purposes, this was the first one. Ignore the last game. They lost that one. Doesn't count. This is the first because they won. Leafs, huge victory. We're going to be back for game 3. Tune in right around 7. right around puck drop. We might start a little before, might start a little after 7, but we're definitely going to be there for puck drop. We're going to be there for Game 3. We're going to be there for Game 4. We're going to be there for Game 5. And then we'll just have to see. So that is it for this one. Thank you very much for watching. Click like if you like this video. Click subscribe if you really liked it. Tell all your friends that the Leafs just tied this thing up. Thanks for watching.